Good morning and welcome to the Waco Annual Charity Open presented by Dynamic Discs. We're coming to you live from the Disc Golf Pro Tour studio and going to be calling the action that we're going to see from the FPO card of Brazos Park East, or the Beast course. I'm your host, Jeff Spring, and I'm here with Val Jenkins. Val, what can we expect to see today from the FPO field?
It's going to be another exciting round. I mean, I talked about this course yesterday. It is so extremely challenging. You got the wide open, you got OB, you got woods, and what we saw these ladies do yesterday was incredible. We have a tie for first place with Paige Bierkes, Katrina Allen. They shot 3 down yesterday on the par 67. So we expect to see them shoot the same today. It'll be fun to see them battle it out. Right behind them is Sarah Hokum at -1, and Vanessa Van Dyken is at even. So really a tight race. And so I can't wait to see. We saw scores flip-flop and leads get flip-flopped the same. So today is going to be really fun. So I'm excited to get back in the woods today and see how they execute these shots.
Absolutely. The action was fast and furious yesterday, and as Val mentioned, it was up and down. We are actually live and ready to go to hole 1, where our lead FPO ladies card is on the tee and ready to start round 2 here at the Waco Annual Charity Open presented by Dynamic Discs.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
And here we are. Yesterday we missed hole 1. I'm glad we get to see it today.
Absolutely.
The wind, as we see, is blowing pretty fast at 10 a.m. right now.
It's a little colder as well.
It looks like it is 47 degrees according to the UDisc Live app. The wind now is picked up to 21 miles an hour. Everybody's bundled up here. Wow. Let's hope they stake down that tent there.
Yeah, as we know, wind can play a huge factor in this event, and seeing it strong early can really go for a day of windy action here on this course. We know that it's going to be an exciting lead card today. Our 2 leaders at the top are Paige Bierkes and Katrina Allen. As mentioned, who do you expect to be more aggressive today?
I think they're both going to be aggressive. It's always great to see your opponent. And the first round's kind of a warm-up, but the second round's when the pressure really kicks in. So we're on the lead car. We see Vanessa Van Dyken there. The ladies are trying to get warmed up. But
and this is the final moments before tee-off. Is there a pre-round routine for these ladies? Or are they just trying to stay calm, cool, and collected as they get ready to tee off at a big event like this one?
This is the calm before the storm. So they've already done their practice in the field. They've already putted at the basket. So right now it's getting ready. Just talking with your opponents, kind of settling into what's going to be a long round, I'm sure. And especially with this wind, I think that might be playing into their minds a little bit.
All right, well, we're going to take a quick peek at hole 1 and do a little course preview here for the first hole that these ladies are going to be attacking. Val, let us know what to expect.
So,
yeah, when I shave off.
This is not the right map, but this hole is only 291 feet. We'll see these players throw a big hyzer, and we see that there's OB surrounding the basket, left, right, and beyond. So I think it's about 50 feet beyond the basket. So it's a lot of trouble right off the bat, but it's a 290-foot hole, and I know these ladies can reach it with a tailwind like we see
Ladies
there.
and gentlemen, welcome to the 2019 Waco Annual Charity Open presented by Dynamic Discs. This is the lead card. First on the box, representing Dynamic Discs, Paige Bierkes!
A great call from our starter there. We see Paige lead off the action, co-leader.
Thank you.
Next up, representing Prodigy, Katrina. Oh! Representing MVP Disc, Sarah. Welcome! Next on the pad, representing this crowd, Melissa,
Are you muted, Ryan?
And we're off and running as we see our lead FPO card tee off on hole 1. We saw some great shots there, and it looks like they're all inbound other than Sarah Hokum, who looked to have skipped over the wall and is potentially now lying 3 on the par.
And I did mention that they're going to be throwing big hyzers, and we saw all of them do that. One of them was a sidearm hyzer, but from that tee pad, you can see that the power lines came into play, so that was interesting.
Yeah.
But while the players walk up to their shot, we're going to take a quick commercial break.
Gloves in my head. That's you? Oh my god, how did that happen? I put too much hyzer. No, I know, but like, how did that like come over the wall and still be that close to it on the hyzer? I'm just lucky, I guess. Oh, okay. I saw it from the
Back at hole 1, our sponsors here are approaching the first basket. So first to play is going to be Vanessa, and she's going to be working her lie. It just wasn't bounced, but it was right up against the wall, and our left is there.
Yeah, exactly. You can always take a meter, whether you're OB or not.
It was a long birdie putt. Not bad, hits the pole a little low. You can tell when pushing that disc down. It's always going to be hard to keep it up from that distance. You can see Sarah headed over, trying to check out her lie. And here's our co-leader, Paige Bierkes, with her first birdie look of the day. How important is it for her to get off to a good start here today?
You always want birdies, and we saw Katrina shot up there closer to the basket, so she's going to be running this, I think. Little low there. You can tell she didn't have the full extension on her shot. I always like to say, leave your hand out even longer after you putt, and you can see she dropped it a little bit.
And we see Sarah trying to find a good mark for her disc again. Always a group decision here. Looks like they've agreed on spot now.
Yeah, I'm not sure she'd be wanting to take her putt from inside that prickly bush there. That'd be a really difficult putt. She's now going to be taking her relief, and she is putting to save her par here.
Still dealing with that. Not a great lie. Having to step out. Looks like she's settled in and starting her routine. Let's see if she can knock it in. just a bit low, and it's going to be a bogey start for Sarah. Yesterday she only carded 2 bogeys en route to a very consistent round. Played it safe, but we know putter is the key for her. She missed a couple of birdie putts yesterday. She's going to want to turn that around pretty quickly here and get on the back with that putter. Although it did seem to warm up as it did. Katrina Allen for the lead.
And for those of you that follow women's disc golf, you can see that Katrina has a different putting style this season. I noticed that at Las Vegas, and we saw it right there with that birdie putt. She's changed up her style. She might have been struggling with that in the last couple of years, and it seems to be working for her so far.
Yeah, that's a great birdie to start. And what's the difference that you've noticed in the putting style?
She's got a lot of movement in her feet, working from her back foot to her front foot. So it's forward momentum toward the basket, whereas she'd had more of a lofty putt in previous years.
And as we get ready to go to hole 2, let's do a quick hole overview. Val, what can we expect here on hole 2 as we get into the second round?
Well, hole 1 was a good warm-up, but hole 2 gets right into it. It's 516 feet. It's a par 4. Players have to stay right of the Mando tree, and it's more wide open than a lot of these shots we're going to see. So we're going to see these ladies bust it out there, hopefully give themselves a shorter upshot toward the basket. It's relatively easy, not a ton of out of bounds, and we're hoping to see maybe some birdies on this par 4. It's definitely reachable at these ladies' distance.
Yeah, as we know, the first 3 holes are the open park-like holes. We see Kat Allen throw a great drive there. Looks like she's in a great spot to approach the pin. Anything over on that left side for players, on the right side of your screen, is going to be a good spot to approach from clean flight without hitting any trees. And here's Paige. She did card a par, going 1 back to Kat. That's a clean flight, Val.
Yeah, it's nice to see the distance markers there to see how far they are away from the basket. And it looked like she had thrown still about 320 feet from the basket there.
See Vanessa on the tee now. Vanessa's now 4 back after carding a par on the hole. It's a great Anheuser shot, fading left and getting a little bit more distance.
That was a nice shot. She was able to really turn that disc over and use a full flight of that. Again, she's another player that has a whole brand new bag of discs. So she's out there learning these new discs, and clearly she found a good distance driver there.
Yeah, absolutely. Here's Sarah throwing one of her MVP discs, and it looks like it had a little too much turn on it. Caught a tree on the left side. Might have stopped her from going OB though.
And there we go. We're on to hole 2 now. It's beautiful to see the green grass here, but we're going to take a commercial break while the players walk up to their drive.
Heads up and go to camera 2 after the final throw. Usually I'm going to reposition, so pretty shaky. I'm right back to it.
It's always like super fun when you're trying out these goals and you find one that you really like.
And we're back here on hole 2. As they get ready to approach the basket here, already we see Katrina and Paige 3 and 4 stroke lead respectively over our other competitors on this card and the rest of the field. We all have other players on the courts, and just a quick check-in. Paige Pierce started with 2 quick birdies, but followed up by a bogey. So she's at 2 over, but gaining. Lisa Fakis is 2 down through 3. She's 5 over, so there's still a little bit of ground to make up. As we see Sarah trying to put this one close, got some distance to make up after hitting a tree on her drive. So it's going to take something special on this one, put it in the circle. that wanted to hide her back in, took a skip, and it looks like it is OB Val on the path.
It does, yeah. She hung that out a little too far on the left-hand side, and it seems to be on the sidewalk completely, but you never know until you get up there and you're able to see from above. And so we'll see what these players call, but from Sarah's view, she called it OB herself.
So after a bogey start, Sarah's already losing some ground, and we see our second place competitor, Paige Bierk, is lining up her approach. It looks like she's dealing with a couple trees in front of her, maybe playing the hyzer around those immediate trees and just trying to nestle it up. Doesn't look like too difficult of an execution here.
Really nice shot by Paige. As we saw, she is a quick player. She made that decision right away. The shot she was going to throw, and did a great job executing that.
And she's very bundled up today. It looked like she was really trying to keep her hands warm on the first tee. Seems like she's doing pretty good at that so far. As we go to Vanessa, she's pretty comfortable with the weather so far, and she's not that far away from the basket here. Give him a little run. Whoo! A little sizzle by the hole there, checking up and staying inside the circle. Great shot.
And there we can see a beautiful view of the Brazos River.
Brazos, yes. We were saying Brazos yesterday. We are not 100% sure, but Val, you got some insider info maybe?
Yeah, I have no idea. We might slaughter it 10 more times today. So apologies for not pronouncing the name right, but we're going to go with it.
We'll maybe say Brazos and Brazos today, just to make sure we're covering our bases as we see Kat Allen throw it right up next to the basket. It looks like she's going to have a 2-for-2 start, probably exactly what she wants. We've seen Kat be very locked in today, and that's pretty typical of her playing style. She's very zoned in and not necessarily a big talker with her other competitors.
Here we go, checking out Sarah Hookam's lie.
That makes sense.
It is clearly out of bounds, completely surrounded by that sidewalk. So she will have to take it from the last place in bounds. And our players have agreed it is about there.
Yeah, we saw it skip right there, and it took a weird bounce to stay out of bounds there because it looked like it was just going to hyzer in, take a skip towards the basket. Now we're left with a long putt here for Sarah to try to save her par, very similar to the first hole. She's got to keep it in bounds here if she wants to make up some ground. But let's see if she can save this one with a long putt. Great line, great bid, just falling short. And she's going to have to shake this start off. I mean, this is two bogeys in a row. And as we know, hole 4 goes into the wood. Maybe she's going to make up ground there. She is great with tight lines and some of the shorter holes. She can really excel.
Yeah, absolutely. I mentioned this course has all sorts of challenges. So right off the bat, they're starting with a lot of OB, the wide open, the wind, but it's a different course when you get into the woods. These fairways are so technical and so tight. So you have to be such a well-rounded player to shoot hot out here.
Nessa just low. She was very aggressive on her upshot, and that left her a little longer putt than she desired, but not able to convert there and start getting closer in having a little bit shorter putts here. Hopefully they'll clean up these putts and move on to hole 3. Sarah now looking at her bogey putt.
Didn't allow the wind to get under that enough, and she hits low on the cage. It's always tough to read the wind. Even though it's blowing in her face, she might have expected it to lift a little bit. left it short, but Paige Bjerkes slams it in there. We mentioned Paige's hair a few times yesterday, and she's actually coming out with another hairstyle today that I've never seen. She's doing the low side braid, and it's looking good. She's got some of the best hair on tour. I'd say that with absolute certainty. And so we might see a few more hairstyles out of her today.
Analysis. Now, do you think this is a functional style or is it more intimidating?
We'll see. It's intimidating so far, so she's pulling it off.
And before we get more into that in-depth analysis, let's take it to hole 3 for a quick preview of the hole. We got 294 par 3 value, last open. Wooded section.
So we're on hole 3. So this one is it doesn't have any OB on this one, so players can just grip it and rip it. 294, as you said. Players can choose to go a hyzer route, straight at it, or a forehand route, as I'm sure we'll see Sarah Hokum throw. It is on an elevated basket, and this green is a Redan-style green.
That's correct.
As from what I heard from the FPO coverage. And yeah. Do you know what that means?
But yeah, it is a golf term, I've come to find out. We had some expert analysis from Nate Doss yesterday on the Redan style. It's kind of a Redan style green. Now, that means it's kind of up on a plateau, if you will. So there is a chance for the disc to roll, and you can see that bank there as the first shot caught some foliage, got knocked down. Ladies do want to get up onto that flat plateau to have ideal look at the basket when they're putting, and we see her challenging that and skipping up right next to the basket. That's Paige, and she's now in position to tie for the lead after falling one behind early on the first hole to Kat. And these two have separated themselves already. They have a 4 and 5 stroke lead after both carding birdies on hole 2. Vanessa's got to get going here. She's got to get this one inside the circle to give herself a solid play. As we know, yesterday she was about 40% inside circle 1, Val.
That was such a good breakdown, Jeff. I love learning about Redans. So here we go. I called it wrong. Sarah Hokum throwing a backhand on this one.
It's low out of her hand. It's skipping and skizzling. Is that correct?
Yeah, skip and skizzle.
Skip and skizzle.
But not enough skizzle to get her close enough to the basket. Looks like she's going to have an upshot on this one. With the elevated basket, I'm not sure she'd be running it.
Yeah, and again, we see Sarah and Vanessa not in ideal positions where our two leaders battling for first place have a little bit better positioning as we go to a commercial here as the women walk up to the green on hole 3. Vanessa with her upshot. No problem there, Val. She's going to have a little tap in for her par. And then see Sarah, and then Kat, and then we'll see Paige Bjerkes try for that birdie putt after a great drive off the tee. You know, Vanessa was about 40% circle 1X, as I mentioned before. C1X is a little different. It takes out any of the putts within 10 feet this year, changing that stat that you'll see on UDisc Live. We're following it, and we hope that you guys follow along on UDisc Live at home as well.
And that looks like a C1X putt for Sarah Hokum. And
yeah.
Yeah, those are some of my best putts. I mean, I have missed those putts in my day, but yeah, I feel like I'm a really great C1X putter.
It's actually hard not, especially with your seasoned veteran experience, Val. I wouldn't expect you to be inside the bullseye, as we might call it, within 10 feet. You know, as we mentioned, that gets taken out of that C1X. And Kat just lays it up, gonna take the drop in par. And like we got 3 pars and a potential for a birdie putt. Paige is very close off of her drive. We expect her to be able to knock this one. And checking on her stats from yesterday, she was a little bit higher. She was 57% C1X putting. We'll see how she does here. Oh, she's even closer. So she's inside this 10-foot area. But she will take her birdie if nothing's crazy.
At this point, these ladies shot so hot yesterday that I'm assuming that every one of these tap-ins is going to be easy peasy. It's Vanessa Van Dyke in with her 3. She was on a par streak right now, and that's not bad. We talked about it yesterday. Par is great golf. Did see some ladies shoot under par, which is impressive, but par is always good.
And even after all the upshots, this basket, and so she just dropped it. We'll get a quick update from the other ladies on the course, but first, at hole 4, let's check in on the hole preview and see what we got as we dive into the thicker woods here at the Beast course.
And here we go. Into the woods we go. It's going to be a tight race down this tunnel green in air time. This is where we might see some scores and strokes being handed back and forth between the competitors. It is a 441-foot hole, par 4. As I said, here's the tunnel we're shooting. So players want to play their drives off the tee to land in about this landing zone here. The next shot will be an anhyzer toward the basket. And right in that background, you can see the Brazos River with a slight slope toward that river. So OB in the water can come into play on an upshot. And with the fast dirt greens, we might see that happen. So just keep it in the fairway on this one. And I'm sure I'm going to say that about 100 times while we're in the woods here.
Yeah, the players won't come out of this wooded section of the course until we get onto the back 9. There are a couple par 5s in this section of the course as we see the crowd starting to form for this FPO lead card. And as I mentioned, we've seen some separation already. 5 down from Paige, Kat, and nobody's closer than even par. 5 back. So we wonder if this is the storyline today or if folks can start gaining some ground on these point Paige and Kat probably want to keep their lead, and maybe not push it too much through this wooded section. As you mentioned, this is going to be the defining portion of the round today. That looks good. Just inside that is exactly what we want. We're not sure where it ended up now. There we go.
Yeah, it seems that tree right there is the one. That's the one you got to miss.
Just inside of it, just like that. That little too inside. Yeah, you got to beat the corner and the tree. Very close from Kat Allen, but getting knocked down. At least she's still in the middle of the fairway.
And this rough is so rough. When you land in it, you don't have a ton of options other than picking out. So, as I said, under the fairway, it's awesome. But Vanessa goes for it. That is the perfect spot. That is in such a nice landing zone there. Going to have a really nice upshot toward the basket.
Yeah, hugging and beating that corner. We see Sarah with the backhand drive. It flattens out and is right in the middle. Great chance, right, Sarah? Really executing a backhand that she's not a top primary forehand player, but she's been working on it.
Yes, she has, and I'm so impressed with that shot. You know, Heiser is usually the easiest shot. Nice flat throw by Sarah in a tight wooded fairway. That was a great shot for her. And let's start a commercial while the players walk up to their shot.
right, and we're back. We can see that Kat did catch that corner, but she has a look. You know, she can see all the way up the fairway now, and she's choosing to throw forehand. Do you think she's going to be safe, or is she trying to be aggressive here?
Trying to tell which is she's throwing. It looks like a putter. Maybe just a placement shot here.
Beautiful.
Oh, and it's a beauty. Absolute beauty. Getting her back in the hole in position to maybe still get a par here. You can see the circle 2 flag, so she's not in a terrible position. And this one is about just managing your accuracy over distance. 441 feet. That's not a huge distance challenge for these women.
Right. They just want to play their game, stick to their strategy, get to the landing zone since they haven't yet. Try and make it easy on themselves.
Paige is tucked up tight. I think she's debating whether to throw the forehand. She does have a better angle by sticking. She's right-handed, obviously, so she sticks that right hand out to the right to get a better angle. But now it looks like she's decided to go with a backhand shot. She does have a full swing, and we know the river is behind the green. Is she going to attack aggressively? I wonder if she's just going to try to skid one up, or it looks like it was pretty safe here. The smart play. She knows she's timed for a 5-stroke lead.
Yeah, that was an aggressive line that she played, but it was nice that she threw the nice straight shot. I wasn't sure if she had that choice between going inside or outside of those trees, and that was a good play for, especially when she's throwing the backhand shot there.
Yeah, and we've seen Sarah struggle. It looks like she is lining up her patented forehand, so she has a little bit of a better finish with the forehand. But you expect her maybe to get this a little closer in the last 2 layups here.
Yeah, sir.
Come on, get up there.
Good job.
Taking the wide route out around. She's just on the edge of circle 1, and she's going to have a chance to get back on track with a big putt here.
And again, with the sloping green toward the river, being just outside the circle, she's going to have to step up to that and see how she feels. See if she's confident in going for that. But how much at this point it's worth the risk.
And that's a great position after a beautiful drive. Absolutely gorgeous. She's in position A, as I like to call it. And she's lining up a turnover backhand. It looks like she's got a putter. Oh, and it's a beautiful shot. Skidding up. Looks like she's just about to circle 1. We can hear some early morning park sounds. So it looks like a nice day. We know it's a little cold, but hard to be spending a couple days in for these competitors, taking some of the nice Texas weather. This top of the country is still in winter.
Yes, it is. Yeah, this course is beautiful. It has tons of amazing natural elements. We were able to see the cliffside along the river on the other side of the park there. The woods and the park-like hole with the big trees. It's a really nice looking course, and it looks great on film too.
Cat with the nice approach. Pulled it a little. Is it gonna stick? It does. Let's see how treacherous and just drop down. The river is that.
Wow. Fast green, as we saw right there. Very fast.
She pulled that a little bit and challenged those trees on the right, but got right through them.
Yeah,
Quick play, as you mentioned, HB.
Nailed it. She knew the line she wanted to throw, and sometimes that pays off. Just that's all you got to do is just lay it under the basket.
And yesterday on our feature card, we did have Paige Pierce as well, and today I think I can just call Paige because we were having to distinguish the 2 pages, both sponsored by DD, both small in stature, but absolute rippers of the disc, can throw almost as far as anybody on tour here, as we see Sarah with a long look. Big putt for her. She's zoning in. Wow, Val, that was quite the effort with a bit of a slope behind her, almost a death-like putt.
Woo!
She wanted it.
She was holding her breath there. That looked good. She thought it was in.
And Vanessa slightly closer, just up, sticking to her play it safe mantra of the day with her fourth par now assured. All of our competitors are in position for really tap-in pars, other than Kat, who has a little bit of a comebacker. And you mentioned that putting style being put to the test a little bit here early. She got the great birdie putt on one with no problem. This one's a little longer and a little bit of an elevation change.
With no B behind the basket, she's got to get it up to get it in. And we're going to see her put some height on this, I hope. And that'll be the only way to save this par.
Oh, and just Weeks left. Weeks side of the chain splashes out, and it goes to show you how important these upshots are on the courses with these tight greens, with slope, there's trees in the way. Normally, an upshot from the cat through is not wrong, but on these greens, it can slip away so easily. And now all of a sudden, some of the momentum that Cat had going first and far, goes back to Paige. Paige went far on the first hole. It seemed like Kat maybe taking a little bit of the lead here. On her up goes right back over to Paige, who is now under par. We're going to move on to hole 5.
In the woods, still a tunnel shot here. Hole 5 is 264 feet. Fairway opens up a little bit, but it's an uphill shot. So we're just going to look for the next straight shot, have to throw uphill to get up onto this third tier. This is the great view here. This is the flat area that players want to land to get their birdie. 30 out of 2 years, I believe, yesterday, but it's a crush, even though it's playing well over this elevation change from tee to green.
Yeah, absolutely. And we see a lot of the players, they don't get up onto that top, last one right before. Either went all pars yesterday that you want to start up. It's not one of the harder holes on the course, but we did see that's the first streak going. Our new leader, Solo, with a great shot off the tee, just leaking right, and as I mentioned, not getting up to the top shelf.
He was able to throw it. It looked like an understable there. I think that's a good play, giving her a little added distance with the hole, but turned it over just a little bit there.
Early on, Vanessa looks really locked in. I mean, she has a game plan. She wants pars. She will take her birdie opportunities, but is this going to be one of them? Oh, yeah, it is. She's up on the edge. She'll have a pretty flat putt, maybe her odd stance, where she putt flat, but with her stance uphill.
Dirt pat. A really good thing to aim for there. That'll give you a skip and skip to the basket.
Dirt patch. A little high for Sarah and a little left, so she has not left herself in a great position, but we'll have a chance to get up and down the par as we go to our second place competitor right now. One stroke back, up inside the circle. It looks good out of her hand.
Maybe it's touch down there, depending on it. Tucked in the trees just a little bit. She's going to have the bushes and the branches in her way, and it is going to be another uphill throw to the back. Her missed the last one, so it'll be interesting to see and take a break while we wait for players.
Yeah, nice shot.
And that's Sarah Hogan's up shot. She will have a putt at par. And inside the circle, she got up onto the top tier. And we've got some putts coming up. We know that Kat is probably up next over on the looking for a break. Nessa with that fun. Getting into the thick of the front nine and take a peek at our other competitors, how they're doing on the chase card. We've got Paige Pierce still at 1 down on the day, tied now with Sarah Hokum for 4th. Little known name Lauren Butler. She is 2 down on the day and has moved into solo 6th. Here's Kat. Patent pending stance. Like she gave it a little run.
I might ask for another definition. Why do people call it patent pending?
The name of that stance is still patent pending. Nobody has an official wording for that. But you turn the back to the basket to reach out and put your live foot behind the disc. Gives you a little bit more of an opportunity. I'm breaking down the analysis here, which normally you would, Val. But I do play a lot. Hit her birdie putt. Great putt for her. And, man, what a great start. Vanessa's really impressed us with her consistent play and her locked-in attitude.
Well, if the name is still TBD, I would like to just throw it out there because it is my favorite shot to throw.
Wow.
Definitely in the woods, it's really, you're going to find yourself in that position a lot. But, I mean, we can just call it the Val Jenkins. if you want, I don't know. Just throw it out there.
Jenkins stance. Sure, maybe this will catch on. We're introducing a new disc golf term today, named after my co-commentator and 3-time world champion, Val Jenkins, who's here on the call with me today. We are at the Waco Annual Charity Open presented by Dynamic Discs. For viewers that are just joining us, we're into the heart of the front nine, and we see our Paige here, 2 down on the day, looking at a birdie opportunity, but in the foliage. Oh, she was aggressive with it.
Yeah, she needed to go for that. I mean, she was in a good position there, but it was a tough set and lots either way, but she gave it a good run.
And Hokum for par. This is a big putt for her. She's off to a rough start. She really needs this one. Oh, and just high off the band. And her struggles will continue here with the bogey. You know that Sarah's a seasoned veteran and probably not letting this affect her. She's taking 1 shot at a time and being sure to bounce back, but it is a tough start. Now falling to 4 under on the day. Our leader with a great comeback putt, a little high, but very confident there. Keep it at 2 down for the day. 1 stroke lead on Katrina Allen. Par the hole to remain in second place. Here, we're going to head on to hole 6 next. This is a similar hole in distance, but a little bit different in terms of strategy. What can you tell us about hole 6, Al?
We're going to see a lot of these holes. The distance is reachable for these players. And I think we have the chase card action, so we might be seeing them play hole 6 right now. So give us a good idea of how these women are playing this hole.
Yeah, we're going to delay the whole preview just to bring you a little bonus coverage from our chase card. So let's throw it over there.
And it looks to be a little bit of a backup here.
Lisa herself with the blue hat, and Lisa's really come on strong the last 2 years. She's got a 2 down start to her round with 3 birdies and a bogey, and she is in tie for 6th, as we mentioned earlier. Looks like she's consulting with her cat. And we've got Lisa back on hole 6.
That's really pulled apart. A lot of trees, a lot of tunnel shots, but this hole is 267 feet. Vanessa Dust played it so purely. It is a left to right shot. So she's a nice, smooth Anheuser line, and the 4 players play. Sarah Hohenheim throw a nice sidearm on this.
Yeah, this is a very, very birdieable hole, very similar to last one in terms of challenge, but at the same time, much different strategy here. It's working left to right. See these guys beautifully. You know, it won't take as much, and as long as they make that turn, it's the first check up by the basket. So we see Cat's going to the forehand. Stays up high.
Yeah, not her strong arm there, but she does practice the sidearm a lot, so we will see that. That surprised me. Kate Spears actually threw the sidearm yesterday. That's not typically her go-to shot either, but seems to. This is how that hole plays out, and it seems that forehand is good.
And this is exactly a hole that will get Sarah back on track. Oh, and we see her on the basket. Incredible shot. Closest to the pin out of the group. And this is exactly what she needed. We know that champ, fierce competitor. It shows you how struggles won't affect her mental game at all as we go through this round. She can get back up. 4 over for the round. Hopefully 3 over after this upcoming round. And a little look at our screen. Of course, this is the FPO that we're going to be seeing later today on the call. We've got a jam-packed leaderboard just like a battle here on the FPO side, Val. We've seen separation. As we go toward the end of this front 9, Paige and Kat in this they have probably no lead at stage.
No lead at stage. We saw Paige Sarah flip-flop 4-stroke deficit yesterday. We saw their battle last year. Every hole is so technical. I mean, even on a spot like this, a hole that's under 300 feet, it's birdieable, but if you get a bad kick into the wood, you might be looking at a bogey. But all these ladies played it so pure, their lines, and this is Vanessa. She was the farthest out.
I think Kat might have chipped. He went down there, and I don't know if we saw that, but out of the birdie opportunities, you're right. This is the furthest away, and it should be a problem. Back-to-back birdies. As we said, she's creeping now on Katrina, only 2 back, and Paige Bierkes with a big 2-stroke lead. So already the storyline changing here in round 2 at the Waco Annual Charity Open. Let's see if Paige can extend her lead to 2. Right in the heart. Bang, bang for Paige Bierkes. And that hair is really driving a great round so far. It is like, what do you call that? Is that what you're saying?
The power break.
The power break, all right. And we see a little crowd action. Sarah's asking people to stop moving. Knock this into get back on track. Hoping for birdie.
There we go. She's back on it. That's a good confidence builder for Sarah. Kind of rejuvenates it for her to get the round going. And there's Katrina tapping in for her power on that.
And we're done with the action on hole 6. Let's take a look at the hole preview.
So, drone shots, I love these. So, hole 7, it is 462 feet, par 4.
We got the wrong graphic up here, so it is a par 4. And this place, I don't know how. All right?
Yeah, so we're replaying the last hole. That was hole 6. Victoria, that was a nice Anheuser shot. The hole 7 is 462 feet, par 4. Players are shooting out of a tunnel into a lake. That nice green landing zone not working right now. And then their upshots will be across a valley, and it kind of narrows in with a few trees. And so this is a fun hole, but it's definitely about placement and making sure your drive's landing in a good spot. Your run at a birdie and par 4 on this.
Yeah, and we're seeing view from and
Paige gave it to me yesterday. Let's see. That looks.
Coming in
That's
here.
her fingerprint.
Oh,
And we're gonna listen in here while
I was just asking. That would have been way better.
Vanessa first. And next up, we've got our leader by 2. This is the Savage Ultimate hole. They're on all hole 7s throughout the tour. And why are they talking about 7?
hole 7. The 7 players ultimate. Players have to play the entire game, get out, can't get hurt. They just have to go all to the wall, and it's savage.
Oh, that action on hole 7 all year for the Disc Golf Pro Tour. You see Sarah Hogan lining up beforehand, turning it to the left and having it flex back to the right. It looks like a beautiful shot, Val, and this is maybe hopefully going to build on a little bit of momentum for Sarah after through 5 holes. She carded the birdie at the last hole. In good position now. As we come back to our second place player, 2 back, Katrina Allen on the tee on hole 7.
Could be worse.
A good close-up of that Mando tree. Really not much to miss. You just have to shoot it down the tunnel. And looks like all our players were able to punch out of that. And check out that crowd. Everybody is bundled up, but it's great to see the spectators coming out and supporting the ladies. Early time this morning, they're going to get a day full of disc golf action.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, it looked like everybody was able to punch out, and that's really the key of their whole huge for distance. You see, maybe Vanessa caught up early in the right side. But par 4, 462 feet. So we saw yesterday on the MPO coverage, a lot of the men trying to go for the 2 here because, with that forehand flex like we saw from Sarah, if you've got a lot of power, you can get it up near that ditch or valley right before the green. And here's Vanessa. She did get caught up. Our apologies on that. We weren't able to see her off the tee, but she's just looking to punch out here, Val.
Going to be a punch out. Hopefully she's able to carry it across the fairway there to give her a better look at an upshot. It's still about placement, even though she's just punching out in the woods there.
I think we're going to get Trina potentially next. We heard her on the tee say it could be worse. I know that she looked like she sawed it off, but did punch out. And you can see the flag right here in the basket looking back. And you can really get a sense of that fairway, knowing that players just need to get out into this opening, and then they'll have a look at it all the way up to the green. There's Vanessa walking to her disc.
That was a nice upshot. As we could see, she's got a good look at the basket. That's where you want to be. You want to have a good eye on it as you're throwing your upshot. Doesn't seem to be too bad if you're putting from the bottom of that ditch, but I know players do want to get where they're level with the green there.
Great view, great camera work here. You really see what Vanessa's looking at. A little right out of her hand, a little punch through. Cut her up to the right side. She'll maybe have an important putt pretty well there. Great drive by Paige B. She's looking right at it. Maybe going to give it a little bit of a run. And it's left out of her hand. into the bushes on the left side. Not what you wanted.
No, I feel like the sound effect was
Yeah.
She had a great look at the basket, and it's unfortunate not to execute a shot that seems to be pretty simple and straightforward like that.
And in a short 3-round tournament like that, like this, that can be a big difference. You know, the shots today are getting more and more important, but you know, at the end of the day, they're going to count just as much as those final round shots coming down, and you got to keep your focus. The player who plays quickly like that, would you recommend maybe taking a beat to wait and think about it, or just keep it in her rhythm?
That's her game. That's what she does. Let's pay beat. But as we see, she's a great putter, so she's still not out of contention for a birdie on this hole. But Sarah Hope making it look easy. Park job right there. Sidearm is a great shot to have on this course. We've seen even players that aren't strong in throwing sidearms throw sidearms on a lot of these holes. A lot of shots. So the sidearm does come into play a lot. So.
We hope you're enjoying the coverage here at the 2019 Waco Annual Charity Open presented by Dynamic Discs. Saying hello here in the booth. I'm Jeff Spring here with Val. We're really seeing some great disc golf action throughout the day and a little bit of separation. On a 3-round tournament like this, Val, how important is round 2?
Round 2 is just as important as any, but you were just mentioning, every shot is so important as it comes down, and we see these scores, they are so stacked up right now. Everybody is in a close, tight race, and in the woods, it's just like chugging along, trying to stay in the fairway, trying to make up for some shots that might not be perfect, but these ladies are still at the top of the leaderboard. It's fun to watch. Some of the best golf be played today.
Absolutely. Moving day out here on the Beast course as we saw Paige Bierk just chip up. She's going to have a tap-in par. Now a big putt from Katrina looking straight up at the basket. Great view here.
Yeah, catch, come on!
A big putt up the hill, moving her back within one of Paige at 5 down. And Sarah is parked as we see Vanessa. Let's see what her lie actually looks like, how obstructed her par putt going to be.
Not too bad there. Nice and even with the basket, but does have the straddle. Man, that putt is so powerful. There's not a doubt that was hitting all chains. Great save there.
Vanessa continues to keep her scorecard clean after struggles on the. Her confidence is not shaken whatsoever. Before we get to next hole preview, we can throw it to commercial. We'll be right back here at the Waco Annual Charity Open. And we're back, and we're going to throw it right to the hole 8 preview as we see Sarah on the tee. Now, what can you tell us as we actually just pick up right here on the action of hole 8?
Not a great shot for the shortest hole in the course. It's only 213 feet. It's dead straight. I mean, it's slightly slopes to the right. As we see, the players like this left to right shot to play that Anheuser. Seems to be more open, less trees on that side.
Yeah, and Kat just snuck through a bunch of very tight gaps there, challenging the right side and then winning. Sarah, after back-to-back birdies, you would think, hey, let's keep the momentum going. Let's get the turkey 3 in a row. But it doesn't look like that's going to be in the cards for her. She gets knocked down about 100 feet off the tee. Here's Vanessa throwing a putter. She goes backhand and gets a high kick. We don't quite see it finish, but she's going to be in the same boat as Sarah, scrambling to get up and down for par. And even though this is short, this hole does play surprisingly hard for our competitors. Paige B making it look super easy.
Thank you.
For the part of the gap, she's within the circle there. So Paige and Katrina are two leading women on this lead card. FPO are two with the inside the circle putt.
And here we're showing a different hole.
Yeah,
to see how challenging the course is.
We got a quick look at the hole that was just completed, but we are here on hole 8, and we're looking at Sarah Hokum. She shouldn't have too much trouble on this up and down, but there is a slope on the right side. It should be falling away, and she's got to be a little delicate with this upshot. As we saw Katrina on hole 4, it's important to nestle it up quickly on these tricky greens. Coming up a little short. She might have a little bit of a tester there, but I do like how she took her time. We have seen a lot of different rhythms here with Hokum being very methodical, and then our leader Paige, just kind of staying in rhythm and playing quicker. And this has been a little bit in between, but taking her time. That's what we like to see. That's inside 10 feet.
So I just want to take a moment and talk about, we saw 2 different upshots right there. Saw Vanessa stand still and throw a nice little upshot toward the basket. But we do see a lot of players, especially in the lead FPO division, taking shots like Sarah just did. She's about 100 feet out, and she's setting up in a jump putt stance. So we see Paige Pierce do this. We see kind of a step-through putt from Paige Bjerkes on shots like that. And I think that just allows them to keep it a little more straight. They're using their jump putt style, and that goes straight at the basket. So why not try it and jump toward the basket on these upshots?
Yeah, absolutely. It's an interesting tip. I know that the in between those tweener shots and approaches, they can cause some issues. So it's interesting to hear a little bit about the style that the women approach that with as we search for Kat Allen. And she's got an important putt coming up here. I'm guessing it may be a little obstructed based on our camera view. There's a lot of foliage in the way down there somewhere. And this is momentarily tied for the lead if she's able to find her way to the chains.
We might have to send out a search party.
There we go.
Okay, there she is. Yes, long of the basket there. Wait, no, it's still looking.
She's just trying to make sure that the card on the next hole is not going to be playing distracting her. So she is in a little bit of a better position than our first look gave us. So she's looking right up the hill. She does have to straddle out. But here's a great look at her putt. High with Bjerkes for the lead. No problem there.
She's had a handful of putts just like that, where she's lower than the basket and shooting up. So she's been warming up. She missed the first couple, but she saw 2 in a row. And so she's got that putt back in line. Let's see if Sarah can save her part here.
Again, Sarah has to step back. We did this on hole 7. Now, again, or hole 6. Now, again, on hole 8. But to keep her momentum, that lead for a little bit here. She's 2 down to the last 8. And to extend her lead to 1 with no problem. Pretty much enough for her the way she's putting. And we are headed to hole 9, our final hole of the front 9. Let's throw it to a hole preview for hole 9 at Brazos Park East of the course.
Here we go, hole 9. This is really it, guys. It's 519 feet. It's a par 5, so the first of 2 par 5s on the course. I don't know how they flew the drone through here. Look how tight this fairway is the entire way. Such a tunnel shot. The first shot, you want to throw it straight down the fairway, land in the landing zone, down the hill, and it'll give you a look at an upshot. But again, it's so important to play down the fairway as much as possible. You don't want to add extra strokes by going off the woods or shaking it deep into the shul. So we can just get to see how the players execute this one. Sarah Holcomb, this is where she took a great advantage over her competitors yesterday, and so she played these guys so cleanly.
Val, and this whole 9 is really a defining hole. At the turn, you could either keep your momentum going or change whatever's happened on this hole because they take a long time to complete it.
Chase is right.
The women took maybe 20 minutes to play yesterday, and we can already see that there's a little bit of a back with the chase card action that we're looking at. But as you take a look at the sports card, the chase card is not really threatening our leaders. Our 2 leaders, Paige and Kat, have thrown so far the hot rounds of the day at 4 down and 3 down. Only Lauren Butler is touching that 3 down through 9 rounds. And we've got the same storyline. We see Rebecca Cox. Rebecca had a great performance at Pro World last year, kind of introducing herself to the disc golf world in the lead after Dave. And Rebecca is in a good position here in the middle of the fairway.
Not a bad kick, knocked her down just the edge of the shul there, but right on the edge of the fairway.
Rebecca's had a pretty uneventful round so far. So she's on hole 9, and she's got 7 birdies and 1 bogey. We're clear now. And here's Kat on the tee.
It's always funny, you want the players to clear as much as possible so they don't distract you. But at the same time, you never know how far your drive's going to go on such a tightly wooded hole. So you can wait a long time. You always got to hope that your drive's going to go way down there.
Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes it's a little bit better to give the group in front of you a breath. As we saw Kat, thinking about teeing off, but deciding, hey, we're going to get a little bit more in front of us. Sometimes it's better to full flow instead of having it be choppy as the competitor in the wood here, punching out in the middle of the fairway. Not quite up to the green. We see the basket there in the distance, but we're happy to be bringing you live action of the chase card as well as our lead card. We've got Paige Pierce there in frame. She's 1 down on the day. She's going to have to pick it up if she wants to get back onto the lead card going tomorrow. Right now, she's in 5th place. And she has closed the gap on Sarah Holcomb. So she's 1 behind Sarah. As we see Lisa Fakis here with a step out approach. Throwing it back. Here's Kat on the tee. I think she liked it, Val.
Get through there.
Sounded like it got through. That's a good sign. Good start. And on a lot of these wooded holes, you just want to punch that drive as far as you can. Make it easy on yourself.
And the left side for our leader, Paige, getting kicked right. Probably a favorable kick there. Sets up a little better for the forehand here, Val.
I thought I didn't do it enough.
That was a nice shot from Sarah, landing in the middle of the fairway there. And it's fun to see this shot from behind the tee to see the choices that the players are making, whether to go inside or outside. Seems that left to right throw is important, and we see nice Anheuser shot by Vanessa there. Solid throws from the whole group there. And we're moving on again, par 5 hole. So buckle in. We're in for a ride here. And let's take a commercial break while we wait for him to walk up the fairway here.
Picking up where we left off after a brief message from our sponsors. We're here on hole 9. It's a par 5, a fairly definitive hole here, and a big one for this event as we see Paige has settled in on the edge of the fairway, and it looks like the team manager, Robert McCall, is caddying for her today, carrying the bag, giving her a little advice as she looks take a patent pending or Val Jenkins stance, as this is now we know a favorite stance of Val with throw. Challenging the left side now, and she seems to have found the rough again. Playing a little bit of plinko, but she did advance the disc quite a bit, so it seems like she should be able to get up onto the green. We know that it is a par 5, but if you can keep it reasonably, on the edges, if not in the middle, it's not a challenge of distance at 519 feet for these pro women players. You can see how much Sarah likes the forehand, considering her options, but, trying to stick to her strength here, even if it means taking a difficult stance.
And as we can see, the chase card spectators are just right on the edge there. So this lead card is creeping up on them. And with that great throw, Sarah's again in the middle of the fairway, playing the game like she played yesterday. It's nice to see making this hole look easy so far.
Yeah, absolutely. She's righted the ship here. 2 down through 3. It looks like she has an easy up and down for birdie, so she can go now 3 down through her last 4 holes if she can convert. As we see Vanessa Van Dyke 2 down on her round, looking to capitalize after a good drive. And it looks like she's played a very conservative upshot. She wants the birdie. She didn't want a challenge for the eagle. And she's in a good position as this lead women's card chases down our chase card.
So this is that landing zone that I was talking about. Players would love to be down there in the dream spot. So we see the lead card. They're just short of that. Cat is just at the top of that hill there. Still, it gives her a good look. The trees do open up on the right-hand side there. So she's going to have a good look at her upside here. This is an interesting play.
Our leaders dealing with a couple more challenges than Vanessa and Sarah on this hole. Looks like that should be fine. Didn't see exactly where it finished, but we're making it up the fairway without too much difficulty. Everybody's still in position for either a birdie or at least a par. Paige is on the left side, and we're going to move up and see where she landed. But if she can keep this to a par or better, she's going to have a clean front 9 at least 4 down. And she's really looking like my pick to end this day in the lead as we get halfway through this second round. She's playing strong. She's playing confident. She's got the support of her dynamic disc manager on the bag, Robert McCall. And we've seen this battle play out already this year. We've seen Kat and Paige at the Las Vegas event, the first national tour event of the year, battle go into a playoff and Paige win. I'm not seeing anything today that I think is going to change that storyline so far, as we see Vanessa also with a solid round, looking to nestle it up, have a birdie putt after this approach shot. And it looks pretty good. She's probably on circle's edge. We didn't see exactly where that finished, as we see the catch cam from the green, the veteran basket, Dynamic Disc Premier basket with the white band.
You could see the neck of the green there. It really narrows in, making those up shots real difficult. Paige is trying to get that line there, poking at that branch, hoping it's going to move if she hits it.
Yeah, she's got to be careful there. We know that the competitors are not allowed to move the foliage, especially if it's in their line. It doesn't look like she did that, but she did just punch out. And we know that she's not going to be in position for birdie now. She's just going to be chipping up, trying to save her par and keep a clean sheet on the front nine.
I think that was an interesting way to test the branch. You know, she had a ton of branches her way, and if she would have hit one and bounced back into the woods, that would not be good. But she was able to punch out there and sidearm upshot.
Looks really good from Kat, and it's just got to slow down on the edge. She might have a little bit of a tricky stance, but she should, the way she's putting, take care of that without issue and tie Paige, because Paige is not, like as we said, she's not in a position for a birdie on this hole, having gone back and forth across the fairway. So here she is. She needs to get up and down to save that par. She's gone right side, left side, back to the right side. This doesn't look out of her ability level to nestle this stuff far down.
That was pretty.
Really nice upshot from Paige. Had to throw an Anheuser angle on that. It looks like she twizzled off to the left, but I think she should be able to save that with how strongly she's been playing this weekend so far. There, Hokum. What a great spot to be in. Got lots of choices ahead of her, but right in the middle of the fairway.
Yeah, it's got to be a breath of fresh air for Sarah on this long wooded hole. She started 4 over. She's climbed back to 2 over. And a great upshot puts her in position for a relatively simple birdie putt. And, you know, what looked to be a very tough round after 5 holes, being 4 over, is now only 1 over at the turn. It's really got to be great for her mental state. And as we mentioned, as a former world champ, she's got that mental armor to just lock it out if she starts in a tough spot. So it's really, really cool to see how Sarah bounces back, as we see Vanessa also in a great spot here. Got a little aggressive. Looks like she was trying to run that one back.
Yeah, and look how close that tree is next to the basket. And I think she hung it out there, but gave it a good run. Not too far outside. And again, no trouble near or around the basket on this one. Just lots of trees.
Yeah, absolutely. And we talked a little bit on the MPO broadcast about the evolution of the courses, how they're getting longer, and how this is a little bit of a throwback with a tighter, shorter course. As we see Paige take her stance, looking to keep her sheet clean, looking to card the par on this long par 5. Not surprising to see her that putt. That was a fairly crucial putt, because she could have switched the lead with Kat, who is in position for birdie. She's going to stay at 7 down, total 4 down, turn around, and try to make this putt to tie her for the lead after the front 9. If we halfway through the tournament, we could have a tie at the top with 2 competitors who have already tied for an entire event so far this year. Really cool to see this storyline playing out. What do you think on this putt for Kat? She's been putting great all day.
I think she's got a good look at it. Made it look easy. She was able to straddle out and give her a good look at the basket. And they're putting really strongly right now, so I think it's going to be a really close battle all throughout the round. When you're confident in your putt, that means everything. You're able to save shots that might not be as perfect as you want them. And we'll see Vanessa here. This is putting for par. Hanging it on the left side a little bit there, but no problem. Good par save from Vanessa.
She's keeping a clean sheet too, which is exactly what our competitors want to do. There's a lot of pitfalls and challenges out here, and great to see Sarah tap in her birdie. She's currently in a tie for fourth with Paige Pierce, and that brings her into solo fourth as the battle for that final spot on the lead card keeps up going to the back nine.
I feel like that hole right there, par 5, was the cherry on the top of the front nine there. Those ladies just played it so well. That was really nice to see. And here we are catching up with the chase card. Looks like we've got a backup here on hole 10. We got Paige Pierce rocking the beanie. Still a little chilly out there. It's creeping up though, 50 degrees.
Absolutely. I cannot wait to see this. Yesterday, she bombed on 450 feet on this 491 foot par 4. I think that she's got Eagle in her mind when she's this day.
Eagle McMahon?
No.
Oh.
Not the person, the score. As we see her rip the disc. A little high, challenging the upper echelon of the foliage there. And it fades out a little left. Probably a similar position, maybe a little shorter than yesterday. She got that nose down, really drove a full flight yesterday, and was able to get it within 40 feet of the basket.
And here we have, this is Ellen Woodboom. Strong sidearm thrower. She always uses that extreme angle, but check this out. She's got the roller going.
Doesn't flip up in time, almost a little bit of a thrower, but I think that if she's settled on the edge, she should be okay. Coming over to Rebecca Cox. Rebecca had a tough hole 9 with a double bogey. She's looking to bounce back here. Wow. Absolute crush. Oh, it looks like it just skipped, so she's probably going to be on the edge of the fairway, dealing with a little bit of that rough as we throw to Lisa Fakis, who also took a double bogey 7 on the 10th. Those two ladies are tied for 10th place and are 9 over on their tournament so far. Here's Lisa. Love that position. In fact, I think we can clean up shot of the group, driving it down that right-hand side, fading back to the left.
Yeah, weaving in and out of the trees there. But as we can see, this fairway opens up much more than the last couple of holes we just played. So players they can sigh a little bit of relief, get a little comfortable, and maybe take out some aggression on these drives. And great shot by Lisa there.
And let's take a look at the whole preview here as we see our chase card walk up the fairway. This is hole 10. It's 491 feet, and that's the FPO tee pad right there. We started back at the MPO about 100 feet behind it.
So it is a par 4, and we just saw the chase card drive on this. So there is this space. It's a long, straight fairway. Of course, there is the shul on the left and the right. But as long as you stay in the middle of the fairway, you can give yourself a good look at a birdie run. It's a par 4 because of the distance. But with that open fairway, I think these players are going to try and get the birdie on this one, make up a few strokes maybe from the last couple of holes in the woods.
Yeah, and you mentioned a term I like to use, shul. However, is that a real word, Val?
Yes, absolutely. It's a disc golf word.
It's a disc golf term. I'm wondering, is that a real word, or is it actually just more like a stroller or a disc golf terminology? We have got so many great words that we use to describe the action.
I've never heard a thrower, but we just saw it right there from Ellen, and
yeah.
I'm going to add that to my vocabulary.
Great. Oh, yeah. Usually not intentional, but sometimes it is.
We actually, you mentioned shul. We call my mom the shul killer, since
Really?
she was the one that would maintain our home course, Roscoe Ewing Park in Ohio. with the weed whacker, she was the shul killer. So it's definitely a word in our family.
And you can see Lisa was very disappointed with that. As mentioned, her drive was probably the clearest out of the bunch. That was very uncharacteristic, I think. She had a great look in. That just seemed to be a little too understable, turning into the shul.
You can see a little bit of maintenance from Ellen. It was a dead branch on the ground, so you're allowed to move it if it's not connected. And looks like she's going to have a couple different options here, hanging on the edge, hoping to get back into the fairway.
And Ellen is 2 over on her round, 7 over for the day. Looking to hopefully get inside the circle here so she can get a putt at birdie. This is a hole in the stretch that, as you mentioned, is a little bit more open. The competitors really want to take advantage of it, get something out into the middle, and get a birdie. This is a birdie opportunity. So, we saw 2 of the longer throwers, Rebecca, take advantage of that, use their distance, but we'll see where their lie ended up because they're probably going to be having to deal with some stuff as Ellen is dealing with here in terms of getting creative on their upshot.
Wow.
Trying to work the disc left to right, and it faded back to the left. Looks like it's okay, but not in a prime position for a birdie.
That was a great shot from the position she was in. A little bit of an awkward stance. Didn't choose the patent pending. Chose the frontward shot. I don't know what that one's called, but I thought that was a really aggressive play. Giving her a look still at the basket. And who do we got tucked down here?
That's Rebecca.
That big skip sent her into the woods there. And look how thick that is. I mean, she is going to be real lucky if she can find a window through all those branches.
Yeah, she's just trying to get this punched out into a good position to hopefully get up and down for her par.
I always think it's interesting when you see the other players on the card mingling around, trying to figure out, we're all interested in the game of disc golf and the strategy behind it. And you want to see how the players execute crazy shots like this.
Yeah, Rebecca's from Cincinnati, Ohio.
OH.
And the state you're very familiar with. Oh, really?
But you'll get used to it.
Okay, I'm not in the know. And we see a roller, 2 rollers on the same hole where, we commented yesterday we hadn't seen any rollers, and that was kind of surprising because they're great outshots for a course like this.
Yes, and with all those branches, as we just saw Rebecca trying to throw through. See, when you're stuck with a roller like that, really, you probably have no other option. And sends her on the other side of the fairway. Hopefully this will give her a look, but it's tough when you get off the fairways here.
Yeah, and she's hit 7 of 10 fairways so far today, so she has been fairly accurate. She's kind of in the middle of the pack in terms of how she's doing today, 2 over on her round. But, this is going to be important for her to, not lose too much momentum. She really needs to get up and down here. Taking a turnover, left to right approach. Look pretty solid. A little short, though. She'll have a tester for her par.
We just see Lisa heading over to Rebecca to help her out. A couple of branches, maybe some leaves still stuck in her hair from that last shot.
And Paige, a little bit more distance, but looks like a similar result. I think she's located the disc, and now she's to figure out what type of lie she has. It's always tricky as players go into, thick foliage like that. You got to find a way to get in there without disturbing, too much of the underbrush.
That was a crust. Look how close she is to the basket here. She's hoping to get this upshot close, reaching in with that back foot.
Yeah, and it looks like a better lie than Rebecca, but still just pitching out. She'll have a long look at birdie, but with that pitch out being so quick, I'm thinking that she's just accepted par.
I would agree. Got Nate Perkins there.
Yeah, Nate and Paige have been supporting each other throughout this event, as we saw Paige caddying for Nate yesterday and Nate returning the favor. She's got a great look at this, but probably just laying up. And there's that style that you mentioned.
Yeah, exactly. And shorter upshots like that, I think that is just the most accurate shot for them. You saw how straight that release out of her hand. It's a putter. It's not going to do too much damage left or right. So we do see that out of Paige a ton, and see some other players catching on and using that same technique in their upshots.
Yeah, and as we watch Ellen Widboom upshot, this is going to be her third throw. She's trying to just get up and down for her par. Paige Pierce is someone who's had some great comebacks. Right now, she's 8 back. She's had a Ellen buzzing the basket. Wow, just trying to talk a little bit about the comeback potential of Paige and Ellen with such a great shot that stealing the action away. But as I mentioned, Paige has had so many great comebacks in her career. At 8 down, what are the odds here? Are you putting at 50% she can come back and get into the mix here? Higher, lower? What are your thoughts? Knowing this FPO field and some of the history that they've kind of been through here.
Well, if I'm remembering correctly, wasn't it a 6-stroke deficit between her and Sarah last year?
That's right.
So that was going into the final round. So we saw the tides change there, and Paige actually is the defending champion. So it's absolutely possible in just one round to come back 6 strokes as we saw, but 8 strokes back, that's not too much of a difference.
Absolutely. And for some reason, it feels like it's going to be a bit of a bigger challenge to see Rebecca miss her par putt. She's going to be putting for bogey. It did kind of kick off a little bit further as we see our chase card on the green of hole 10 here at the Waco Annual Charity Open presented by Dynamic Discs. And they're cleaning up their putts now.
Lead car is about to go.
And here's the challenge of running the basket. And she's got to come back around. Really great button. I really like the vibe around Ellen. She seems very positive and upbeat, and it's almost a contrast to what I've seen from the other players so far today. She's just got a pep in her step and a smile on her face. As we kick it back to the tee, Sarah Hokum letting it rip on hole 10. It seems to be leaking left.
And we'll see how that turned out. It might be on the edge of the fairway there. This is the time to unleash. Paige is now in the low pony. Game time.
A little low. It's not going to have time to fight back, but it does get some interesting action on the ground and kind of cut roll back into the middle. There's her disc. We did miss Katrina Allen's drive. Katrina's coming off 3 straight birdies, making up a 2-throw deficit to tie Paige for the lead. They're both at 7 down. As a reminder, here's Vanessa, who has also kept a clean sheet. She's 2 down so far, teeing off here on the back end.
There's a lot more wind than I thought. Yeah.
We are in the trees, but we heard Sarah there. There is a little more wind than she thought. So we did see Paige Pierce and Vanessa turn it over. So they're trying to get the full flight, but with a little bit of wind and boost there, turned it over.
These two have played together a lot, Sarah and Kat. Walking up the fairway, having a quick chat with a nice gallery forming behind them here at the Beast Course in Waco, Texas. And getting a little snack in. At the turn, it's always good to maybe make sure your energy's up, make sure you're well hydrated. The players take care of their bodies so well. We know that disc golf has gone a big part of this offseason for so many players, as these professionals look to take their game to 18.
So important to be strong and ready for the season right off the bat. We're 3 big tournaments in already, and it's just mid-March. So the players have to be ready through the offseason. Sarah left hand side of the fairway, but still a good look. Plays well for her sidearm.
still on the pin.
It's a good view there. That was a nice open shot that Paige has. Really good placement in the fairway.
It's gonna give you an uphill putt. Exactly what you wanted.
Very nice. Again, this is a par 4, so Paige is looking at a birdie, even with the basket there. I felt like I threw that shot. That was a nice crush of a hyzer she had, but plenty of space between the trees.
That's a line. Hopefully just as tight. Going with the flex, it did not level out and fade back, so she's going to be on the right side. Not looking at a great birdie opportunity.
So safe here. That's the second one.
Gina making a call, switching discs. The longest drive out of the 4. Oh, and it was a worm burner. Just coming up short with a little more height. She had a great line. Would have been closer.
And she had a full out rip on that one. So she dipped down to allow her to throw maybe a mid-range, maybe a putter, but she really threw it hard. So maybe it was a putter. It's only 491 feet this hole. But I like to disc down so that you can throw a full out shot like that. And unfortunately, not enough height under that skizzle.
Little skizzle there. And this is just one of the most beautiful holes on the beast, Brazos Park East.
I think that was pronunciated perfectly. So maybe the chat's going crazy, but Brazos. We're gonna work on it. We got a guy from Vermont. I'm originally from Ohio, so we got all sorts of accents going on. Playing on this Texas course, trying to figure it out. We got Vanessa Van Dyken. Her third shot here.
Guardian piece. I mean, it's gonna leave her. But she's kept a clean sheet so far, so she'll want to make sure to try to knock that down to keep it.
That's incredible that you just pointed that out. I hadn't even noticed. She's been playing so solid. 2 birdies, the rest of the hole's par. Yeah, that's a good looking scorecard right there.
Sarah coming out of the shul. Got a good angle. A little extra zest on that one, but she should have no problem cleaning that up for her par. Coming to Paige and Kat. Smart play there. It up. Got 3 par putts. 1 birdie look here for our co-leader, Paige Bierkes. Just outside the circle, Val.
With no trouble near or around the basket. He's going for this one. Let's see if it's a flash back to Vegas. Look at that view.
A great way to start her back 9.
Beautiful, beautiful birdie putt. Such a great jump putter. I didn't realize until I've been watching more and more coverage about Paige Bierkes. It's great to have a jump putt in the bag, make up the stroke, give you that opportunity to birdie, and that puts her as sole leader right now.
Here's Vanessa to keep that clean sheet.
airmail, right side of the basket. Hopefully she didn't throw too far into the woods. She has such a strong putt. That tends to be what happens. If you miss the basket entirely, you're going flying past.
And she's still away with 3 least desired words in disc golf. They're still away. Hopefully she makes this comeback there. Solid, confident stroke there from Vanessa, keeping the damage limited to her first bogey of the day.
Oh, we jinxed it. Sarah Holcomb. Par for Sarah. Relatively open shot. That'll be a drop-in bogey for Sarah. Wanted that one. But basket is up on a little hill there, so she did have an elevated putt for that par.
Yep, she's carded a bogey 5. Your disc is telling us right now that Vanessa actually was putting for birdie, so she may indeed have had that comeback for par, Val. And we're moving on from hole 10, where we're showing you the preview for hole 11. Val, what can we expect?
So it's a little relief from those last big holes. We had a par 5 on hole 9, a par 4 on hole 10, but we're back to a par 3 on this 279-foot hole. Really, it's all about picking your line. We're going to maybe see a few different shots here. We'll see the basket. I think this is the most important part. It is on a side hill, sloping from right to left. So if you miss a putt or maybe hit that side hill, you might roll back down into the jewel, making your putt for birdie really difficult, but all about missing all those trees that are so strategically placed in the middle of the fairway here. But this could give them a birdie look here. It's a reachable hole for these women.
Oh, I have the scores.
I was
gonna do them, put them back and see if we just didn't even know this.
Maybe.
You hear the women chatting as they approach the tee here.
5, Vanessa. 4.
Yeah, and Vanessa confirms that was a par. We got out of sync with her throws. Great to see her keeping that.
No worries.
Looks like the players were also confused, so they were recounting the scores as well. But it was a score for Vanessa. HP Bjerkes, first on the tee here. Also, clean round, bogey free so far.
And a great ball, great position. Using the backside is up on the level with the basket with another birdie opportunity.
We do see the wind picking up a little bit there with the branches blowing. Katrina made a disc switch there, maybe 3 times.
Yeah, we've seen her go to the bag for a caddy call a number of times today. It's all worked out in the end as she's one back. A great kick, right side, left side, drops in the open. Not going to have a great look at birdie, but it's going to be a long look.
Holy cow, that was lucky. It saved her twice, and she's now looking at birdie after 2 opportunities go deep in the field.
Great look here from the player's perspective. looked great, a little stable out of the hand. It looked like it was on a better line, but she's safe. She's going to have a bit of a challenge on her putt, but here's Vanessa. She pulled it right just like Kat, but didn't get quite the tree love. And we'll see where she's playing from. It looks like Vanessa will probably be playing first. 2 down on the day. And we're going to throw it to our commercial, and we'll be right back with you. We muted? Back at the action here on hole 11, FPO lead card. We're at the Waco Annual Charity Open presented by Dynamic Discs. If you're just joining us, it's been an interesting front 9 as we start getting into the thick of the back 9. Vanessa's got a patent pending stance approaching her second throw here at the par 3 11th hole. I like it. The players like it in position safe for par here, and she's happy.
That was great. You really don't want to be losing strokes on a relatively simple hole like this. So he's excited. Got a couple fist bumps there. Looks so good. There.
And now the women seem to be scoring better today. The leaders yesterday were 3 down coming into this. We know that was Kat and Paige, and already they're at 4 and 5 down. Do you expect them to keep building on those low scores, or you do have a lot of challenge on this back 9? Do you think they'll come back to that 3 down level?
I expect them to keep shredding it. They're clearly feeling it. Even though the wind's picking up a little bit here, it might force them to dial in a little bit more focus. So it's nice to see these scores right now. Yeah, Paige Marcus 5 down, Trina Allen 4 down for the round, Vanessa Van Dyken 2 down for the round. So the only one that's struggling a little bit today was Sarah Holcomb at 2 over. And this is a tough putt for Sarah. She's looking at a birdie here, but perfect angle to see that side slope.
She's in a battle right now with Paige Pierce for 4th and the right to be on the lead card tomorrow. Let's see how she attacks this putt.
Oh my God, don't do that.
Yikes, it's a little short and it's rolling.
That is exactly what we talk about, risk reward, and unfortunately the risk was immense, and Sarah took the roll down that side hill that I just mentioned, giving her another big putt to save par.
Wow, interesting decision. Paige Bierk is just laying it up inside the circle, maybe seeing what Sarah just did, but she played so quickly that it seemed like she had her mind made up.
I mean, when you're not confident in that putt stepping up, you might as well lay up. You don't want to miss and roll down the hill. You see Sarah, still a big tester putt here for par.
Not able to make the comebacker. That's disappointing after a good drive and look at her. This is 4 par for Vanessa. Stroke on this.
Yeah, that was huge. Again, a little struggle off the tee, but able to get that par along with a few of our card mates here. So no harm, no foul.
Almost came right back out at Allen, but it stuck in there, and they just tap it in. Happy to take the par, even though she's inside the circle. I'm very interested in that because she's ran the last couple. She's been putting great, but strategic there, keeping her one-stroke lead over Kat.
Yeah, you can tell she was wanted to go for it. Who wouldn't? But smart play, taking the game plan, every stroke deserved.
We're moving on to a pivotal hole. It's a par 5. Let's get a hole preview in for.
Woo, yep, par 5, like you mentioned. It's 609 feet. Again, tight fairway on left and right. Players just want to keep it in the middle. It zigzags a little bit here, but leading up to the basket, you're going to want to stay right. There's a couple mando trees in the woods there. Just got to keep it in the middle. I mean, look at this basket tucked in there. Keep it in the middle. It's going to be another long one, so buckle in.
Here we are. We're looking at the chase card here. They may be throwing their second shots, we believe. Cox letting it fly. Not even see where that lands, but I think we get the leaderboard. Rebecca is 50th place alone in a bit of a struggle in the middle section, of course. She is 5 over for her last 5 holes. Hoping to get back on track on this big swing hole. It's par 5, long, narrow, and really the overall positioning throws quite a bit on this course. Not bad. Didn't get full credit of this. It's one of the trees right in the middle of the fairway. You can see this fairway goes from open to pinched in numerous positions.
And it does slightly bend to the right, but the mandos that are in the woods, they just force that fairway. So hopefully you don't get kicked too far to the right where you have to bring those mandos to the right. Really, you see the fairway, you know you got to hit it.
Yeah, and a top 10 score update here, Val. Lauren Butler, who was 3 down through 11, did card a double bogey 7 here, dropping her back to only 1 over on the day. She's still in solo 6, but they can just show you how important this hole can be. After an entire clean sheet up until this point, Lauren cracked on this hole as we see Paige Pierce in solo 4th now, moving up the leaderboard today. She's 2 down. She's got an interesting pinch stance here on the left side. Let's see how she does.
Yep. Nice.
Looks like she's playing for position there, and she did not get too far into the rough. She's on that left side still, but she's happy with it.
Yes, she is, and I'm sure after the way she played yesterday's round on this hole, she carded a snowman. So she's got some work to do to recover from that, and so far so good.
Lisa Fake is here stepping out with the forehand.
Yeah.
Great shot there with a tough lie. And after a tough hole like that yesterday for Paige with an 8, it looks like she's changed her strategy. Have you ever changed your game plan in the middle of a tournament based on a result from the previous round like that?
Well, maybe she wasn't able to stick to that game plan completely yesterday, so maybe she's just getting back to it. But, in a hole like this, there really is only a few things you got to do, and I'm sure these ladies are all disking down because the fairway is so narrow. You just want to make sure you're throwing straight shots and not skipping left or right.
Yeah, it's a smart play. One of the most aggressive players in our game. So we're playing position golf in an important spot. This is we see Ellen Wood lining up a 4 steep shot. Think she's going roller? Nope, just looks like a little pitch out forehand. Playing conservative on the chase card. Round 2 at the Waco Annual Charity Open. Ellen is in a tie for 7.
And as we talked about, players where their strong suits sit, and Paige is definitely the number 1 distance thrower in the FPO field. And so it's fun to see how she's elevated her game so much that now she's such a great woods player. And that's what you have to do, especially if you're going to go on tour. You need to make sure that you are a well-balanced player. And new to the tour here is Rebecca Cox, and she is learning the ropes. This might be her second, maybe full season on tour, so she still has a lot to learn, but playing courses like this will really dial in your game, make you a way better player.
That's a rough out. She's trying to get up onto that top tier. We can see the green there. She caught the right-hand side of the fairway, one of the guardian trees there. And we learned a lot about Rebecca at the World Championship last year. I was among the countries both from PDGA Pro World. PDGA is a great partner of the Pro Tour. Big shout out to them. And if you want to check out their YouTube channel, they have just released an hour-long broadcast that was featured on Outside TV. And it features Rebecca Cox. You can get to know a little bit more about this Ohio native who's young and upcoming on the searching in the shul on the left-hand side for one of our chase cards next year. Who are we looking for here, Val?
I don't know, but it's all hands on deck looking for this shot. I think it might be Paige's the way
She seemed safe. It did seem like she was happy with it. So it would be odd if she's now maybe trickled off the fairway a little more than usual. And we're back on the tee. Excited to show you the drive from our lead coach.
Okay. Yeah, you're in front of those trees over there. Okay. Jeff has over there. Yeah.
Here's the cat out.
Oh, come on.
Want to get off the tee now.
Big time.
Third on the tee on this par 5, 609 foot east of a hole is Vanessa Van Dyken. She's in third place in this competition.
Thank you.
Really rough reaction from the ground, catching just the last nub of the stump. That was perfect. I think that had skidded forward, she would have been very happy. She doesn't know, but kicked the last pin forward.
Stump nub. Nubbed by the stump.
Didn't get the skizzle that she so desperately desired there. Oh, another great shot. Finds the rough on the left side.
And these all look like such nice throws, but with such a tight fairway here, just the slightest degree off, and you're deep in the woods there. And that is so unfortunate for Vanessa because she couldn't have played it any better. Let's take a commercial while the players shoot down the fairway here.
How did ours land like there?
And we're back here on hole 12. You see Katrina Allen figuring out her lie here. Shortest off the tee. Might end up with a pitch out here.
And we're still waiting to see where our Paige Bierkes ended up having missed her shot. But we are happy to cover the chase card as well. Here at the second Disc Golf Pro Tour stop of the year.
It is nice to see. I mean, the scores are stacked up pretty high. Always nice to see the lead card throw in such incredible shots, but it's fun to see new faces
gonna
and
wait.
see how the other ladies are attacking this course.
Like, that's where I want to land, where those people are standing. I freaking buttoned up my string in my pants. So I've been like really awkward this whole time.
Some fun banter there.
And with the fairway so narrow, you got to make sure all distractions are out of the way. So we see the back of the spectator gallery up there. So Vanessa and the group are just waiting for them to clear.
Yeah, and you heard Vanessa say she wants to land her next shot right around where the chase card converts. So maybe we'll throw it up and see a couple more shots from that chase card on this very long hole. Actually, this is the longest hole on the course, being a par 5 with 2 Nandos, as we mentioned, so important.
It is, and we saw the men's score pop up earlier. The women are playing 2 different holes on the Beast course. So hole 17 is 610 feet. So for the men, that's the longest hole, but this one for the women is the longest hole at 600 feet to be exact.
Looks like Vanessa is ready.
400 feet, as we see from the basket still. And that's good. We are seeing a lot of low shots, but it is keeping them in the middle of the fairway. And so if you're going to err anywhere, you're not going to kick too far into the shore if you keep it low.
Here's our leader. It looks like she did have a very quality drive. She's going to the bag to find the right disc for her second shot here. As you mentioned, Vanessa was 400 feet away, 600 foot hole, fighting it off in 200 foot sections. You can throw a mid-range or maybe even a putter to control each shot, keep it in the middle. And seems like our FPO card is taking that strategy today. Beautiful. Great shot.
Champ love.
One-time love. Paige Bierkes, our reigning FPO world champion, winning at Smuggler's Notch Resort, as I had mentioned last September. Sarah is on the left side in the rough, but shouldn't be too big of a problem with her patented forehand. Looks like she's going to an
Want me to move your cart? I couldn't reach my cart if I tried. But thanks.
I was wondering the same thing.
feeling some obstructed stance here, and just reassessing, standing up and going behind that bush instead of in front of it, maybe to get a full swing. She's making sure that pivot foot has great grip, not slippery with the leaves.
Check out this angle that she's going to throw with her.
Beautiful camera work from the media team at the Disc Golf Pro Tour. Real quality out there.
Wow, aggressive shot there. She had a driver in her hand, and with such a tough stance, I mean, she threw that really nicely. Wow. She's good in the woods, what can I say?
Trina with a great shot there, rolling, settling. Looks like she's going to have a clear upshot from that point. And she's looking to save her par. That's going to try to be up and down for par But she is one back at Paige, and Paige is in a great position to get up and down for birdie. So we may be seeing Paige move to a 2-stroke lead depending on how these finish out this long par 5. Vanessa's working on one of the best rounds of the day right now, though. Still keeping it clean. If she can get up and down for birdie.
As we saw earlier, turned it over again with that same disc.
And it rolls down the hill.
From the right side of the fairway to the left side of the fairway. That angle really got the best of her on that.
A little disappointing there. It came in a little early. Still in a position to save her par.
Yeah, and as we see these women, they're just chugging along. This is a long hole, par 5.
Fly. It looks to be challenging that left side. She's not too pleased with it. There's the green. We got our catch cam up there. Nobody's gotten their disc up onto the green quite yet. And this is probably the crux shot of the hole. It is sloped up. There is a plateau.
I wasn't sure if the Bassett existed. The
Until
hole
now.
is so long. Keep on moving along there.
Paige doing good. Getting a nice kick. She is pin high on the right side in a great position to par her birdie 4. Kat's got to respond to keep in touch here. She needs to get up and down to keep her position that she's had the entire day. Going from tied with Paige Birkis at the lead to 1 back and 2 back. This has got to be an up and down to stay 1 back as we approach the meat of the back 9 here on hole 12. Great look here. She holds it left. She doesn't like it. That is going to be a tough spot. You can see the circle outside the circle. We talked about these upshots, and they're kind of becoming the defining facet of the women around here. We've seen some missed upshots. We saw Kat very early on. I believe it was hole 3. Or hole 4, actually, the first wooded hole. She with the Brazos River right behind her. She missed her upshot about the same distance and missed the comeback. But with those two, she would be tied for the lead right now, and it shows you the importance of these upshots. As you see, Vanessa on her upshot got a really rough roll. Great view here though in the foliage on the left. Looks like just a punch out to the top. Still has work left to do, and we see a good crowd funneling and pouring into this fairway. And then here's where it's not too happy about this. We can see the hole started off okay for the women, but it kind of showing its teeth here at the end.
It's so hard to get in a rhythm. I mean, we've seen all these shots and angles that they're forced to throw, and each and every shot down this fairway. And so, even those routine upshots, like we were just talking about, makes it tough because we haven't thrown those in a while, and you will feel sidearm or pitch out, or it's tough to just play them with it and flow. And we see a bunch of options in the way of Sarah's upshot back here. Going with the backhand.
I think we can qualify as well ruling. A lot of these. Looks like she hit her gap.
All good?
Not all the way though. looking for looks like it's pretty good. Just update all of our spectators and watching. Make sure to keep on be down for the day. She's in solo for the park. See yesterday like it lining up a putt here just outside.
Good up shot there for Vanessa. But she will be putting for bogey from circle 1.
Yeah, that'll be your first bogey of the day, Val. And kept the clean sheet for a long time. Nothing to stop that here. Of course, this is where we're about to pop out of the woods. So, probably wanted to take it all the way through, but we didn't quite. You see Pat here lining up, trying to make a save. Laid up under the net.
And for those of you who are also trying to count on your hands how many throws they've thrown so far, head over to udislive.com. You can follow your favorite players. You can even make a featured card, as we saw, by selecting the star next to their profile picture. And we see Sarah Holcomb. She is putting for par in circle 2, so just outside circle 1, about 40 feet. So this is a big putt. Looks like she's going for it. There's some distractions on just the other side of the trees past the basket.
Flies it over the top. A little high. I won't even drop over.
Backbeat by the cameraman there. That was good to get out of the way. Didn't know this shot was coming that far.
After from 3 down through 4 holes. Sarah is now on 3 bogey run. Unfortunate, she battled back, but the up and down strokes continue to see up here. And just to gauge, this hole is proving to be a pretty defining hole as we see many of the competitors struggle. Trina's going to tap her bogey, Eric's going to tap in her bogey, and we're going to see Paige Beerkus hopefully clean up for birdie. Really taking charge of it.
A lot of action happening. But yeah, Paige played this very clean. Sarah Holcomb for bogey.
For birdie. And the 3-stroke lead, Paige Beerkus extended her lead here at the par 5 12. And as we mentioned, this 12th hole is a really competitive hole. We're 2/3 through the round. How are you feeling so far?
I'm feeling good. I wish I could give Paige a high five on that one because that was huge. I mean, she just made up a ton of strokes. Just in that card, there were 2 6s and a 7, while she started a 34. That's great. That's the kind of cushion you need. Now we're heading into a more open hole here. And so I'm feeling about that.
Yeah, and as we go on to the 13th hole, we're going to throw it to the hole preview and see what these competitors can be dealing with out in the open. It's not this foggy today, Val, but what can we expect to have 2 different places?
What a cool look at that. So it's a 555-foot hole, par 4. There's Amanda Tree on the right, but all these players are going to make it. You're going to see Sarah Holcomb taking the sidearm left route, but really these players just want to bomb it out there. It's basically wide open after what we just played.
Right now, they alert for all players outside. Third, charging up the car. She's second around today. Tied with Cat now. Fourth up, three up the car. Everybody chasing the pace. We're going to throw to commercial here. And we'll be right back on full through the Waco Annual Charity Open presented by Dynamic. This is not what I'm seeing right now. Back to you. Good over there, putting up. Our
And so there's the Mando tree right there on the right. It looked like he threw a really nice shot. So it is slightly a tunnel. I mean, these trees really frame this first drive here. Katrina gives it a really good rip.
out in the fairway, in position to attack the basket, and she's going to want to try to make up strokes here going into the final round. Really, you're coming down the whole stretch at the Waco Annual Charity Open. It's presented by Dynamic Disc. Big thank you to Dynamic in the team here at the Waco Annual Tournament Director Ryan Draper. Third on the tee on hole 50 is Sarah Hope. Ripping side out. It's clean. Got to pull flight a little further left.
Not a sound effect behind that throw.
That's the unfortunate card. Both her first score, not par or better today on the last score. Taking her back even for the round. Can be aggressive. Oh, yeah. Getting this. Getting this. So, yeah, that's a good rebound.
And as we saw, the players were kind of on a spine where this pad is, but players are playing a big crescent drive and laying it down in that lower part of the fairway there, getting away from the trees, a little more space for their upside to the basket. It's a par four, and so these players are going to be aggressive on these upshots, get a birdie. Vanessa's hoping to get back up in line there, and Kate Yerkes is probably just looking at pushing that lead a little bit forward.
And at 555 feet, this is significantly longer than the par 5 whole time. So this does come into play. It's a little bit more open, but they do need to hold these sector for position. They can knock this like got a nice drop stop. They'll have a chance to attack here on hole 13.
Made a move, please.
What kind of trees do we have there? Like scraggly oaks? I think that's pretty just.
I think that is the scientific term now, scraggly oak.
Yep.
See Sarah, beautiful river behind, coming into play on a couple of holes, not really into play here, but you can see some of the holes headed out to the woods on the left. Got a couple options here. She's going to go right and she's going to go left. The bait is not.
I'm not sure why I just heard talking about trees. I have no idea, but beautiful trees, marked like there's, yep, choosing which one's gonna go in between or around.
She's been methodical. I feel like she slows down a little bit when she's struggling. The last 3 holes, bogey, bogey. Really looking for a birdie here, considering if the wind picked up a little now, we're outside of the woods. I think she's trying to get a read. Looks like she's about ready. Or not. Here we go. I think visualizing that shot. All right, we're going to let you guys watch the action unfold on the rest of this hole 13, and we'll be right back.
Is camera 1 still live? Huh? Yeah. Chilling out. Get some burgers. Oh yeah.
And we are back again here with the lead card. And let's just give a little recap on what we just saw there on hole 13. We saw Katrina Allen card the only birdie 3, while the rest of the players took pars. Not bad, but it's good for Katrina. She's building a little bit of momentum there, getting another stroke back on Paige Bierkes, sitting now 2 strokes behind Paige.
Oh, star par. Me.
What'd you tell Melissa?
So this is the first star friend we've had.
Okay, I like it.
And we can see the flag there still blowing. So as we head into these open holes, we will into play. And here we are on hole 14, 303 feet. You see the players playing an Anheuser line, left to right.
Yesterday, the wind blew Paige Bierkes' shot all the way out of bounds on the right.
I don't know.
Checking out. Yeah, the OB does come into play on the right-hand side of the fairway here. Just outside circle 2 behind the basket as well.
Cat taking the backhand approach. This looks pretty good. Can she sneak by the tree? She does. She's right inside the circle. She'll have a par on hole 13. We had all pars from our competitors.
Yeah, we just see the adjustment from UDisc, and Katrina did par to par, so that's why we saw that order there with Paige leading us off again.
Sarah going with the backhand.
Oh my gosh.
She said forehand in. She does get knocked down. Not too happy. She got off the bogey train on the last hole, but it doesn't look like she's going to be able to card a birdie here. With Vanessa trying to bounce back, she's even par on the day. Looks low. But carrying, and she is going to be inside the circle. Cheered up.
Ooh, it was good she had enough power behind that. Even though it was low, she was able to skip on that nice closest one of the group. Overview on this one, because there is a lot of OB that does come into play. So we have OB sidewalk on the left and OB road on the right. OB behind the basket just outside circle 2, but it is 303 feet, so it's attackable. We only saw one player in the group attack it as good as you should, and that was Vanessa Van Dyken.
Right here. That works.
We're going to have a couple upshot chips here. Pretty straightforward hole. I think all the competitors are looking for a birdie opportunity here. Unfortunately, Sarah did go out of bounds. She's going to be marking and having a long look for a par, which is probably going to be unattainable. I think she's going to end up with a bogey here. And looking at the scores, after the birdie on 12, Paige Pierce on the chase card has gone par. She's still tied at even par with Vanessa Van Dyken, 9 back of the lead, being set by Paige Bierkes, 3-stroke lead over second place Katrina. Sarah really finding some struggle here, coming down the stretch. She's 3 over on the 4 over on the day. Really just trying to find some type of turnaround to finish positively, but she sees the lead card slipping out of her grasp for tomorrow at this point. 3 behind Paige and Vanessa for tiebreaker.
Up there for Paige. And that's the kind of putt you want to leave yourself with. We can see the wind blowing that flag atop the basket there. Sarah Hokum, after going out of bounds, she needed to put that upshot real close, and she's giving herself another test.
We talked about the big comeback 8 years out last year, and I'm just feeling the opportunity may not be there this year with the way Paige is playing. So in the World Championship, we've seen it at her victories. She's not going to let a ton of strokes go unless something changes. She's playing very conservatively. We've seen her just pitch up twice and take her par. She knows that 9 down is a very strong score here. And 6 down on this round, I think she's happy to make sure that she keeps it clean on the cap. Missed her opportunity. Vanessa into the wind, just missing.
Paige is sticking to her game plan, really good strategy, and it is going to be up to all the other opponents to put the pressure on and try and catch up. So she is barreling ahead, and it's awesome to see. Here we go, Sarah Hokum for bogey.
Yeah, and her struggle continue. This is not going well for Sarah today. Gonna move par on the day, slipping down the leaderboard. Everybody has days like this, Val. Unfortunately, we're watching this unfold for Sarah as we see Kat try to clean up her par.
No way. As I just said, she needs to put the pressure on Paige Bjerkes, like giving her another stroke as she gets a bogey on that one with a short miss putt. Doesn't get in Vanessa's head. She's able to throw it in there for her par. Par putt for Paige.
No problem there. Really uncharacteristic. Maybe she didn't take the time that she needed to. The Kat Allen, very short miss low. Not happy with herself. We've just really seen the narrative switch. All the momentum in Paige Bjerkes' favor. She's not trying to do too much, and it's really, really interesting to see how this round's playing out. If we're looking down the leaderboard, Sarah Hokum slipped to 5th. Lauren Butler, a name we've talked about a couple times today, righted the ship after that double bogey. She is in 6th alone at 7 over. Callie McMorrin is at 8 over, rounding out the top 7. We're going to throw to commercial here as our competitors head over the hole.
Like sick.
And here we are back on the 15th tee here at the Waco Annual Charity Open presented by Dynamic Disc. If you're just joining us, the storyline today has been Paige Bjerkes. She is on the tee here, our leader by 4 strokes, only 2 people under par. Val, tell us about this one.
You've got a lot of energy with the 4 holes going. And we see OB shot from Paige Bjerkes.
Wow, unbelievable. We're talking about Paige playing safe, really, dialing it in, and we see her throw in a turnover or an Anheuser shot that just sails out of bounds.
We can see fence line and right is out of bounds. There's a road, it looks like a driveway on the left out of bounds, so it's a landing strip of a fairway. 558 feet, par 4.
Oh, and Vanessa might have lost that left, and she has early release, skip out of bounds. She's going to have to mark it pretty far back there. This is going to be a tough par save for Vanessa, who is currently tied with at 3rd with Paige Pierce. And maybe an opening for Katrina to regain. And it stays in. She uses the fence to her advantage. And right when we think Paige is seizing the lead, she makes a very big mistake and opens the door for Katrina to get right back into it. Kind of a shocking mistake in my estimation. But here's Sarah. She's playing the hyzer out over the road.
That was the best shot of the group. She really dialed in that angle there, right in the middle of the fairway. And, you know, she sacrificed a little bit of distance by not carrying it out over the driveway road, but she was able to land right in the middle of the fairway and gonna give her a good look at par, maybe birdie.
Absolutely. Trina's in position to attack the green as well after falling the furthest that she's been behind 4 strokes. You know, this is a par 4. It is reachable for these ladies, but 2 of them are going out of bounds here. Are going to be struggling even just at par. It's going to be very interesting to see how aggressive Big Freak is on her second shot. She finally opened up a very sizable lead and turns one over out of bounds. So a lot of action here on the 15.
Oh, it's okay.
Nessa taking her lie here after throwing out of bounds.
Kind of uncharacteristic for her to go out of bounds. She's 75% on the day in terms of hitting the fairway. She's 86% in terms of scramble. So there is a good opportunity for her to get up and down here. She's going to have to show a little power. Oh, and she did dial up the power. Unfortunately, she sacrificed a little accuracy.
Wow, hung it out a little too far there. Maybe the wind's really coming into play here for the players and double OBs. But making her way, got a little distance on the fairway. So that's not what you want to be finishing this round.
Still in the tie for third, but now, you know, maybe she's bringing into play the ability for Sarah Holcomb to sneak back onto the lead card. As we see our leader dealing with her first mistake of the day. OB, can she get up and down for par? Looks like she's dialing up the power. It's the turn. It's leaking left. And it is another double OB following the footsteps of Vanessa Van Dyken, our leader, finding OB again outside of the circle. Val, what is happening?
Man, we're in the wide open. Maybe they need a few more trees to help them dial in those fairway shots. But again, yeah, this is the only mistake that we're seeing Paige Bierkes do right now with a comfortable lead. But she's giving it back to Katrina and keeping everyone still in it. So
yeah, it's a head scratcher. She's laid up under the basket for par on makeable putts multiple times today.
Maybe it's not aggressive. I think she's just trying to get down the fairway. It's a big hole, 558 feet.
Sarah playing skip out over the road. Very dangerous shot, but she did not get curbed. Curb turn point at the USDGC, as we know. Also, of course, it plays kind of in and around some parking lots and fairways. She will have a long birdie look, and now here is the moment Kat Allen has been waiting for. She has a chance to get up and down, to card a birdie, and put herself right back next to Paige Bierkes, which, you know, that's where she's been all day.
And that was crazy timing there. I think she was able to release it right before that motorcycle revved up. And she lands herself just outside the circle there. Good play.
I think she got away with one there. You saw a wry smile. She took that way out of bounds. I do not think that was her plan. But as you mentioned, she's got a birdie look, and I think when all said and done, she's happy. A drama building.
This is fun. I mean, this is what we kind of waited for.
Absolutely.
You know, we were sitting back watching Paige Bierkes just build on her lead, but that's the game of disc golf. I mean, especially on a course that's called the Beast. It's called the Beast for a reason. The tide switch and the momentum switch between each players one errant shot could be everything. 2 errant shots could also be everything. And we see Vanessa getting handed back her disc after throwing out of bounds for the second time.
Such a big deal is just your horseman here. And, it's been surprising. This is probably the most surprising hole of the entire day that we've been watching. We still have 3 to go. They're all par 4s in front of this 15. Vanessa trying to get back into her groove. Great upshot. Getting back on track, but she's going to be putting for double bogey. So, she's the damage is done there. And we're going to see her now battling a little bit with Sarah Hokum, who's now potentially back in the mix here. She is 5 over, but Vanessa's dropping strokes here. We'll see how it plays out. The real beneficiary here is Paige Pierce, who's going to be in solo 3rd after this hole concludes. Sarah for birdie. Just short. A great attempt at her birdie. She's going to come away with a par here as we see our current leader.
She's going to leave
after having already gone out of bounds twice, trying to save bogey. Real quick play. I don't expect that Paige is too stoked on her results this hole, but still in the lead. Going to be trying to tap that one in for double bogeys.
Just trying to stop the bleeding. 2 OB throws, laid up into the basket. But here we go. This could be a big shift here. Katrina Allen putting for 3.
See the headwind there. She just sprinkled a little grass and it went straight sideways. Didn't even drop to the ground. It's a tough headwind.
Wobbly, fluttery duck there. I think that's what Big Sexy Commentary calls it. But right in the heart, the wind is coming into play. Strong headwind, birdie putt for Katrina. Big shift here.
And Paige gets to go for double, so it's a 3-stroke swing on hole 15 as we watch our other 2 competitors clean up, and we're going to move on to hole 16. Val, what can we expect on the next hole, like the par 4, as we see Sarah finish up?
And we are going to get an overview of this one, so that's going to be nice to see, because it's a wide open one again. Not a ton of trees until we get to the basket. There's OB on the left, OB on the right, but it's a big boomer shot. 585 feet, par 4. We have an elevated basket down there, but it's another opportunity for birdie. And Katrina Allen, after carding that birdie there, she's feeling good in the wind, so I'm expecting her to be running this. The other players in the card might need to gain a stroke here. But wide open shot, a little bit of OB, not really too much to talk about.
Yeah, I think the story off the tee is going to be, can the players get full flight? We saw Paige on the last hole. Wind is affecting.
Well, I'm here.
Yes, she chose to be aggressive, turned it over out of bounds. How aggressive is she going to be here? We know the right side is the most pertinent OB.
I'm sorry.
We know that having a little bit of trouble controlling those discs on the big flight. So will Katrina, will Paige, the 2 longest throwers on this card, will they get full flights out of the disc and set up for birdies, or will they have to deal with this wind?
They're going to be choosing more stable discs than normal. But with a lot of the stable distance drivers, I do expect some distance here, but in the headwind, you're not going to get as much as you would expect. expect. And we see Katrina Allen usually works that hyzer flip shot. So we're going to see a lot of hyzer out of this disc. And let's look for a bomb here.
Yeah, so she's kept it low. And just as we were talking about the story on this 2-shot, can you get a full flight? She couldn't do it, Val.
You just hate when that happens. She is safe. The wind is definitely coming into play here. Let's see if Sarah Hokum can adjust.
A little bit better height. Oh, and she gets the full flex, the full distance. She's happy about that. And it seems like she's righted the ship after a little tough stretch there on the back nine for Sarah. Big shot. Playing quickly, throwing low. Laser line.
That was good. Not as much distance as she would want there, but nice shot.
She's got the full ponytail up in the wind. That's with a lot of power too. That was beautiful. Glad to see.
That was good. She was able to get some air underneath there, and in the headwind, you know the disc is just going to try and keep knocking it. So I think she had a really good angle on that. Didn't throw it too nose up, and was able to get that full flight, as you mentioned. And as they walk up, we're going to throw it to commercial, and we'll be right back.
And welcome back to the Waco Annual Charity Open presented by Dynamic Discs. We're here at the Beast Course in Waco, Texas. We're coming down the home stretch. For those of you just joining us, we've had a really action-packed day. We thought the storyline was going to be Paige Mirkis separating herself, but after a double bogey on hole 15, we're here on 16 with our new card, and the margin has narrowed to 1. I'm Jeff Spring. I'm here with Val Jenkins. Val, here's Paige on her upshot. Wow. Great hole, great flight, getting stymied right at the end. A little frustrating, but such a great shot to get stopped by one of the guardian trees. It looks like she's going to have a difficult look at birdie. We'll see how she's going to deal with that putt. As we move on up to Sarah. We missed Katrina's second shot. Katrina did have a low worm burner. The cut rolled out, so she's probably not in a great position for birdie. But we'll see. And here's Sarah.
Good shot for Sarah. Wow. And look at that flag. It is completely flat and horizontal.
The conditions out here playing a big role in the final 5 holes as our competitors come out of the woods into the open. And the flip is just totally the script is being really flipped here at the top.
Fortunate she wasn't kicked into the out of bounds, as we could see that sidewalk there, but with the farthest drive of the group, it's disappointing she wasn't able to capitalize there.
And what once was a 9-stroke lead over Paige Pierce has become just 7, Val, as Paige Pierce has moved up with a 3-down round into 3rd place. 7 back of our leader, 6 back of Katrina in 2nd.
But at this point, it's looking to be a 2-woman race. Katrina Allen, 6 down total. Paige Bierkes, 7 down. Paige Bierkes in that even. But over. Still 1 full round left tomorrow. 3 holes left today.
And we have seen it time and time again. The last 2 holes on this course, 17 and 18, being huge difference makers. It's going to be very, very interesting to see how Paige Pierce, who's going on to 17 right now, and this leader card, Paige Bierkes and Pat Allen, tackle that with Vanessa Van Dyken lurking a couple back in 4th place. Solid upshot here. Little short. She's going to have to make that one for a par after playing a little Plinko on her second shot bell. With a little headwind, that's going to be an important tester for her.
Here's Katrina Allen. This is her 3rd shot on this par 4.
Coming up a little short, not too pleased with that. She should be in position to make this putt, but we know that we saw her doink a very short one 2 holes ago, and then make a really fluttery duck into the wind for birdie to really just change the momentum. I'm surprised I'm not seeing more positive signs out of Katrina. She really grabbed the initiative on that last one, as we see Paige with this just chip up and just try to take care of her.
Here's the first tester putt of the group. Sarah Hokum outside circle 1. Not even risking it with this elevated basket.
So it looks like we're going to have no birdies on this hole. The hole we thought we might see these competitors attack. And this is why Katrina is not too pleased. She's got a long putt.
And this is just not the placement you want to be on this hole with the headwind blowing at you.
Another great stroke. Just didn't drop. That headwind keeping it up.
Two needs to leave after this.
Vanessa Van Dyken, this is a tester for her again in the headwind here.
Oh, just splashing out left. Vanessa seeding another stroke with a bogey here. And I gotta say, the storyline over the first 2 days is the transition out of the woods into these open holes where the competitors start dealing with wind again. You know, we see them cruising along, big mistakes when they have to deal with the elements. And after a grueling round on this beast course, it seems hard to keep it together coming down the stretch and keep it really clean.
Yeah, they did not play their up shots good at all on this one, leaving them with those big tester putts into the headwind. Of course, you want to be close to the basket, but if anything, they should have thrown their up shots past it, use a little bit of that tailwind. For me, that's the easier putt. And so they really need to be aware of where the wind's blowing, especially on the elevated basket like we see here. And we'll see it on the next hole. The wind is still going to be blowing at their face.
There's our scores checking in. Bierkes gaining 1 after losing 3. She's got to feel a little bit better about that. Kind of going back to her just consistent playing it safe. 7 down, Cat at 5. And you see it. Paige Pierce on the fairway after 1 throw on 17. Chase card. Trying to get herself into the mix. Maybe it's that sweet spot of being 6 back going on to the last day. Last year, 6 back of Sarah Hokum. And able to make the comeback in 2018, our defending champ Paige Pierce, keeping herself in the mix on the second day here at the Waco Annual Charity Open. Now let's take a look at the 17th hole that is so important.
I don't know whether he's like independently wealthy or what. I know he's not hitting that cash line every weekend.
Here we go, hole 17. For the women, it is a shorter tee pad at 530 feet. We're going to see the players throw at this angle right here on the left side of the trees, throwing an upshot to the landing zone right here. And as we take a quick turn, it's a dog leg to the right, OB water here, OB wall, and into the shul on the left. and beyond. So it really tightens in. This hole is all about placement. So putting yourself in a good position off the tee. And as we just saw, Paige Pierce jump putt. Her drive was off to the right, but she's jump putting to that landing zone I was just talking about.
She's going to cart at best a par 4 on this hole, which is a great score. You want to avoid the big number on 17. So she looks like she's laid up to a position where she feels comfortable and confident in attacking the green. As we see Rebecca Cox from a distance, lining up, having to deal with those two trees in front of her, looking at the green. Our chase card coverage. Now we're back at the
hole
tee.
16,
Let's
Paige.
listen in as the players record their scores going into the two
Hole
crucial
16,
holes.
Peggy. I got a 4. Good 4. And Katrina? 5. Sarah? And I also took 5.
We should wait for a little bit longer this time. Wait a little longer this time.
And here we are back with the chase card. You can see that those trees really came into play on Rebecca's shot as she just pitched out to the right and around them, landing in the fairway there.
She's deciding that it's not worth going for the basket, especially in the wind that is affecting these players. As Ellen Whitman releases a rip of a forehand, will get there. So come up a little short, but she'll have a putt.
That was a really good angle for her right there. She was able to use a lot of the air and with her strong sidearm. Awesome to go for that and awesome to be aggressive for her. And here we have Paige trying to decide what to do here. Still tight on that right-hand side, but let's see if she follows suit with Ellen.
The biggest shots of the tournament thus far coming up. Paige pitching to this spot to try to get the angle she wants. She's going with the forehand putt. That's her. At the width that she wanted, we are not sure where it ended up, but she is not happy.
Tough shot to throw with so much OB, especially again not being her strongest throw.
We see Lisa Fakis lining up a very similar shot. She's over the OB. Playing it a little safer, still not inside the circle.
And here we go with Rebecca Cox on her second shot, just looking straight up at the basket here. But I feel like the straight shots could be so scary. She's going to want to perfect this as much as she can. She's a backhand thrower. You can see those trees creeping in on the right there. So let's see how she dials in the straight shot, especially with the wind picking up.
Rebecca Cox having a tough day. She is 6 over par, but on pace for what she did yesterday. Another 6 over round. She's 12 over in 15th place. Wants that to fade and gets a little action. She should be about basket high and have a putt from circle's edge. And we are learning that Paige Pierce did kick out of bounds. She is going to be marking her disc and throwing 5, looking to get up and down for double bogey in a big mistake there on 17. We said how big a hole this is, and it's proving to be just that. Paige Pierce battling all the way back, being 3 down on her round up until this point. Let's see how she can finish off this hole, stay in the mix going into the final round tomorrow. You see her disc there over the wall. And Paige gets up to a meter of relief from the OB line. It looks like her competitors have agreed on a spot.
Ooh, I was holding my breath there, but she gets the green flag from the spotter. Trying to make up some ground there.
And that is not a gimme for double bogey for Paige Pierce. We're seeing the drama increase here as we come to the end of our second round here at Waco, presented by Dynamic Discs. What a setting that Ryan Draper and his staff have given us today, Val.
Yeah, these holes are so challenging, and it is fun to watch these incredible athletes dial in these shots. Ellen Windboom, aggressive on her second shot. Nice, easy upshot to her 4. Made that look simple. It's nice to have a forehand on this hole.
Lisa fake us up just inside circle 2. Ooh, giving it a run. Lisa is in 14th position, 4 over on the day and 11 over on the event. Rebecca Cox is going to be lining up a putt here. And of note, we have our third card of Kona, Christina, Valerie, and Brianna not reporting scores on UDisc. So the positioning of this chase card may change as soon as we get their scores. So we switch back to the tee. And here's Sarah Hokum, the tee of 17. Think she likes that, Val.
She had good distance there. I think she's going to be in that perfect landing zone. Taking a backhand route. Paige Bjerkes. Nice and easy. That was a good skip to get a little more distance on there. She's sitting right around where Sarah was.
Backhand turnover. Getting a nice skip up.
All 3 discs. They dialed in that landing zone there. Choosing the tee from the grass here. Vanessa Van Dyken might be taking a different route.
Yeah, and she's trying desperately to hold on to 4th place and stay on the lead card. She's 2 in front of Sarah. I like that play. She hit her gap. It looks probably like the route maybe Paige Pierce took to put her on that inside position, Val.
Yeah, she's tight to that corner, so it's going to be interesting to see what kind of angle she's going to have. We know she doesn't have a strong forehand, so the shot that she's going to choose on this upshot is going to be interesting.
Absolutely, and as these lead card competitors head up to the disc, we just want to say and welcome any new spectators here. We hope you're enjoying the coverage courtesy of the Disc Golf Pro Tour here at the Waco Annual Charity Open, presented by Dynamic Discs. I'm Jeff Spring, your host. I'm here with 3-time world champion Val Jenkins. And Val, it has been an interesting close to the round.
Sorry, Jeff, it's 4.
4-time. I'm working with a 3-time world champion in the afternoon. Come back for our MPO coverage. 3-time champ Nate Doss. It's easy to get all the championships mixed up here with the Bevelcraft Brewing owners. Val, this end of the round has been absolutely bonkers. We are loving the disc golf action here at the Disc Golf Pro Tour Waco Annual Charity Open.
Yeah, I love to see it. I am sitting back on this one. We've got the brewery just gearing up for the grand opening, but I love that the Disc Golf Pro Tour is bringing live coverage of the women. It's awesome, and it's inspiring for us all to see how these ladies play this challenging course and getting aggressive. Paige Bjerkes goes for a big Hanheiser shot.
And it's in bounds. Unbelievable play. Paige not backing down. We saw a lot of tentative throws from that position on the chase card. Second place, Katrina Allen lining up a big spike over the OB. Will it come back? It's out there wide, spiking in. The crowd loves it. We didn't see it finish, but everybody's happy about it. So a bold play from both of our leaders. 7 down, Paige Bierkes in first. 5 down, Katrina in second. Val, my heart stopped when she went big over the Shul OB. Unbelievable throw from Katrina.
Wow, what a shot. If you don't hit that perfectly, if you get hung up in the trees, look where she'd be taking it from. Really aggressive play, especially with that open water on the left.
And, these holes are so meant for the tournament. She's had to have practiced that in her game plan as we see Sarah turn one over a little too much. And it is a red flag.
Oh, that's there. But again, as the fairway narrows, OB left and right, it's fairway. And here's that angle we were hoping to see from Vanessa here.
Yes, I'm catch right now.
She's not going to be playing the forehand, at least indicating that she's trying to line up a backhand here. Throwing the same disc she threw off of her drive. It looks like a mid-range. She's trying to put a left to right Annie angle on this throw. Big throw for her here. Will it hold? It's fading. She's lost it left. It's in the water. She's going to have to mark. And her quest to stay in front of Sarah just got a little harder, although Sarah also found OB Val.
And that's rough. Not sure if a spotter has something to fish that out for her. She's been throwing that disc a lot this round.
And as we just saw, the story had been Paige and Katrina all day until the 17th. We thought Paige Pierce was sneaking back in, and she did card her double bogey here on 17, taking a 6, pulling back to 1 under on the day. But she's 2 over. She is now 9 strokes back of our leader, Paige Bierkes, and 7 back of second place. That was tough. With Paige and Kat both in prime position, it's looking harder and harder for a defending champion, Paige Pierce, 1 card in front of this card, to get back into the mix going into the final round here at the Waco Charity.
Second throw. She's now throwing 4. And gets enough power behind that again. Signature jump putt up shot or there, but has enough power to get up, nestled to the basket.
We want to give a big shout out to Lauren Butler, who came in under par. She's in the clubhouse at 1 down, in 6th place alone at 6 over par. Little known name, but Lauren does hail from Elk River, Minnesota, as we see her competitors.
I just saw the shadow come over that, so if it's right there, it's probably cat or eye. Okay, it's not. You do.
I have played with Lauren Butler a few times. She is one cool chick, so it's great to see her shooting really great in 6th place right now. A few more cards to bring in, and looks like Katrina's up next after that big high bounce. She's now throwing 3. Good look at a putt here.
Huge putt from Katrina. She needed that with Paige just inside of that. Now the pressure's trying to keep her 2-stroke lead momentarily. 1 to step through. The entire start of the season, really.
Little low, not full extent. Wasn't able to capitalize, but that was huge for Kat to make up a stroke like that. That was a big putt outside the circle. And here we go. We have Vanessa Van Dyken. Hi. After throwing out of bounds on her second shot. This will be a putt for 4 on the par 4.
Give her a little breathing room over Sarah to try to remain on the leader card in 4th place going into the final round.
Huge save. Great putt by Vanessa. There, 1 hole to go. Great to be putting like that and feeling so confident.
Through 11 holes, she had a clean sheet. She's been struggling a little bit coming home, but what really helps her lead over 5th place Sarah Hokum. You just saw cash out, Paige tapping in for our par, and we're going to 18. Final hole of the day, action-packed. Let's get a preview. Val, what is this hole all about?
It is still a lot of work to do. Here we go with the chase card. Rebecca Cox throwing there. We can see water really comes into play. It's 492 feet from the tee, par 4. We'll see the big throwers. Possibly Katrina is going to be going for this one directly over the water. We might see the other players playing the safe shot on the left-hand side of the fairway, but you'll have water on the right, sidewalk on the left OB, so it is narrow even in that safe shot. And I did air quotes that you couldn't see for the safe shot.
Yeah, we're coming to you live from the Disc Golf Pro Tour studio, and we are here on the final hole. We'll get you a whole preview, but first check in on the scoreboard. The lead has been cut to 1. It's been an up and down back 9 after Paige Bierkes had established a 4-stroke lead at one point. Kat Allen has cut it down to 1. You see Paige Pierce there trying to bring it home strong, but having a couple struggles. That is a little bit out of date, that leaderboard, because Paige did take a 6 on 17, and she is 2 over. Now, 8 strokes back to Kat, 9 strokes back to Paige, as we see some scenes of the Bravo Square. Where she's at the Beast. The Beast has really lived up to his name, Val. A lot of action on the back 9.
Yep, with just 1 hole left. The tension is still on. This last hole is such a great finishing hole. And we're going to take a look at that whole preview just to give you guys an inside look at it's not over yet. The Beast is still here. So this drone is going to be flying that over water shot that we saw Paige Pierce try and attempt yesterday. We saw her. That's how she clinched the win last year, by going over. And the water all in front. I would say it's about 390 feet to clear over to the land. But again, and then I was like, water even behind the basket. So let's take a live listen in as we watch the lead card finish up here. See him attack hole 18. Katrina Allen on the tee.
And we're off the tee. You're at 18. Sarah getting about 25 extra feet on her roll. They're all laying up, positioning themselves to go over the water. And there is a healthy lead for our 2 leaders at the age. We're both looking to try to clean up their rounds with a birdie, getting over and in for a birdie 3 here, Val.
And that was interesting to see. You know, we can't necessarily tell, but we know the wind has been coming into play, so we didn't see anybody go for it just yet. But maybe tomorrow, when the pressure kicks in and every stroke matters, we will see more of these ladies go in for the shot. But for today, they perfected that layup shot that I was talking about. But plenty of work to still be done. Lots of OBs circling the basket here, and even in front of it.
Absolutely. And our third place competitor, Paige Pierce, last year's defending champ, came back from 6 strokes down in the final round. Is currently 9 strokes back. She finished her round with a par 4 here. So she has finished at 1 down for a round, 2 down for the event. Here's Sarah, former world champ, 6 over, 7 over on her round, 6 over for the event. She's going over. Let's see if she can clear it. Great line. Unbelievable shot.
That was perfect. And look at that wind ripping. It was at their back, so they have the tailwind. These players need to get the shots in the air. You're going to expect that wind to knock it down.
Here's Vanessa. We've got a great look. Looks like she's playing it out a little bit to the right, trying to use that hyzer, feed it back to the basket. Losing it a little left, but it's got the distance. It's on the edge of the circle. Just got to be happy with having a birdie putt. Probably the wrong side of the basket. Headwind putt. Katrina playing quickly.
Nice little pitch up there. But wow, that wind is blowing, and she's going to be sitting in a good position. It's still a tester. We saw her miss a short putt earlier, but nice next to the basket.
Paige playing quickly. It's up. It's over. She needs it to check. And she's skizzled into the brush. Behind the time ball and beat forward there. We expect that to be inbounds, but we don't know until our competitors go and check it out. A big call here on whether or not this is in or out. If it's in, she may have a chance for her 3 still.
It will be interesting to see. Yesterday we saw a shot. It was balancing on some branches because it's a swampy edge of this river pond area. So it's going to be up to the players in her group to make the call whether she is touching land or not.
And for you viewers at home, just to clarify, there is a wall, but it does end and the water becomes OB. So it is up to whether or not it is on dry land or not. If it's surrounded by water, it will be OB. It looks like it checked up. We're expecting it to be in, but we'll see. This is a big call going on to the final round. You know, our competitors came in tied at 3 under, Val. We saw them jump out, you know, at one point.
So
Paige Pierce, who's now 4 under for a round, was 6 down.
Probably me, yeah.
So we're going to listen in here.
Taking her meter relief. She is safe there. But man, she's got a lot of branches, sticks, all sorts of things in her way here as she tries to get her footing.
Doing her best to disturb the foliage as little as possible as she takes her stance, and it looks like she's got it now, Val. Still uncomfortable. It's not going to be a comfortable putt, but it does look like she does want to get an attempt at a 3 here. Off the band, off the flag, and dropping right next to it.
Giving it a heck of a run. That was great to do. She only has 1 stroke over Kat, so she had to run for that. Here we go. Vanessa Van Dyken for birdie.
Great putt by Vanessa. Great way to end this round 2 for our 4th place competitor who will be on the lead card tomorrow. So get ready for a little bit more action from Vanessa Van Dyken tomorrow's final round. Big putt here, Val.
Katrina Allen, if she makes this birdie putt, will be tied with Paige Bjerges.
Boom. Not a hesitation. Katrina moving quickly and confidently, cashing in a 4 under round, 1 better than yesterday. Gonna be at 7 under par for the event. Sarah Holcomb cleaning up, and we are just 1 putt away now as Paige Bjerges cleans up. 4 under par, tied with Katrina. What a roller coaster on the back 9, Val.
All and they're still tied. Isn't that incredible? So Paige Bjerges carded the only par on that, but we saw 3 birdies. That was an awesome finish for Katrina, Vanessa, and Sarah. Paige, of course, shot a great round today. 4 under. We wanted to see par golf, but these ladies are over-exceeding our expectations, and it's awesome.
Absolutely. And the storylines abound. Paige Pierce has put herself in 9 strokes back, tied for 3rd with Vanessa at 2 over. And going into this final round, it's going to be incredible to see if a big comeback is doable or not.
It's going to be awesome to see. And we know that you're going to be joining us this afternoon with the men's open coverage starting up. And thank you for everyone that's been joining us for the FPO lead card here today. 1 more round to go. I'm Valerie Jenkins.
I'm Jeff Spring.
And we'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for joining us.